Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. At the beginning, he scolded the principal and awakened the strongest sun god. Chapter 81. Look, isn't that the strongest player on the Tiandu University team, Muan? He got promoted so quickly. Yes, it's really Muan, the 4th-ranked master in Tiandu University's rankings. But shouldn't he be the finale? Many students around the arena recognized him, and they were all a little surprised. In their view, since the top 3 in Tiandu University's rankings are absent, Muan, who is ranked 4th, is undoubtedly the strongest trump card. According to the conventional formation, even if the current situation at Tiandu University is very bad, the strongest players should be arranged at the end. At the headquarters of the Gods team, Pang Gang and others also noticed it, and they were also a little surprised. Teacher, the strongest Muan is here. Well, I saw it. What do you think, mentor? Logically speaking, shouldn't Muan be the last to appear? I'm not sure, but if I were classmate Wang Han, I think I would arrange it this way. Pang Gang said. Why? Some team members were confused. Look, Li Feng, whose strength was second only to Muan just now, has lost. So there is no doubt that the only one in their team who is still capable of competing with Lin Yang is Muan. Since there is only one possibility anyway, it doesn't make any difference to start first or later. Rather than lose another game, tie the big score with us, and completely lose morale, it is better to give it a try while still leading. Pang Gang explained. The actual situation is indeed what Pang Gang said. The reason why Wang Han sent out the strongest player Muan so quickly was not only because Muan requested it, but he also really wanted to give it a try. Anyway, they are still leading 4-3, their morale has not completely declined, and everyone still has the last hope of winning the game. So that's the case. The team member nodded in realization, and then asked, Teacher, do you think junior brother Lin Yang can beat that Muan? If I remember correctly, his strength is level 5 advanced, stronger than Billy Feng and Marong Feng. Quite a few. Let's see if Muan can solve the problem of classmate Lin Yang's strong light attack. If he can't solve it, the probability will be similar to the previous 3 rounds. If he can solve it. When Pang Gang said this, he paused, and there was a hint of solemnity on his face. If he can solve it, it will be very difficult for Lin Yang to fight this time, right? The team member understood it. He looked towards the duel arena and felt a little nervous in his heart. In the duel arena, Muan noticed Lin Yang's gaze, and the corners of his mouth raised slightly. You were looking at me like this, are you aware of it? Lin Yang nodded. He saw that Muan was prepared. So, is that your innate power? So be it. Muan was quite polite. He smiled and said, with it, your bright light attack should have no effect on me. Lin Yang narrowed his eyes. At this moment, the host announced the start of the game. Lin Yang had no unnecessary nonsense. Whether Muan could defend against the Sun Fist would only be known if he tried it. Sun Punch. Click. Lin Yang used the Sun Fist, shining extremely dazzling light at Muan. Muan didn't even blink. The dark film covering his eyes could block strong light, which was better than sunglasses, so he was hardly affected at all. Look, let me just say that your bright light attack is useless. Muan spread his hands, with a relaxed and happy expression, but his eyes were a little red and sparkling with tears. Am I not dazzled? That Muan seems to have been able to defend himself against Brother Yang's strong light attack. How did he do it? Yeah, he didn't even blink. Could it be that Brother Yang's strong light attack had no effect on him? Some viewers noticed it, and they all showed surprised expressions. Many people in the Gods team also noticed it, and they were a little surprised. Teacher, have you seen this? Junior brother Lin Yang's strong light attack didn't work this time. Is it because Muan is a dark awakener and has a restrained talent? One team member thought of the reason. That's probably the reason. Pang Gang nodded, with a hint of solemnity on his face. If the strong light attack doesn't work, then this may be a tough battle for classmate Lin Yang. Yes, the defense is down. On the other hand, on the Tiandu University team, many people including Wang Han clenched their fists in celebration. Captain, we are going to win this time, we are going to win. Yes, now that kids' interference tactics don't work, we will definitely win. They all agreed that as long as Muan could defend against Lin Yang's strong light attack, Muan would definitely win this duel. On the stage, Lin Yong put down his hand. He also saw that Sun Fist had little effect on Muin. If your tricks don't work, that means you will lose. Muin showed a happy smile. He raised his hands, and 2 strands of dark energy condensed in his palms, and soon formed 2 dark circles similar to hoops. Dark element, no wonder it can defend against my Sun Fist. Lin Yong nodded, with an expression of enlightenment. The light system and the dark system restrain each other. Light can eliminate darkness, and darkness can naturally devour light. Muin was able to resist the Sun Fist entirely because of his talent advantage. Go! Muin threw his hands, and the 2 dark circles flew towards Lin Yong. Junior brother Lin Yong, get out of the way, otherwise you will be trapped by 2 dark rings and you will not be able to move. A team member who knew Muin's fighting style shouted loudly towards Lin Yong. He competed with Muin a year ago, and he lost to Muin's dark ring. That kind of dark ring has a locking effect. Once hit, the hands and feet will be restrained, just like being tied up with a rope, and the ability to move will be completely lost. Lin Yong raised the corners of his mouth slightly. Hiding, there is no need at all. Lin Yong raised his right hand and blasted out a huge fireball. Baking. The 2 dark circles flying over were hit by the huge fireball and dissipated instantly. Fire element. Does this guy have a fire element talent? Muin was stunned. In the audience, Wang Han and others were also shocked. Captain, it turns out that guy has a fire element in addition to the light and thunder elements. This is too outrageous, isn't he? A 3-element awakener. It's not just the 3 elements. The move he used to knock me away earlier, if I guessed correctly, should be a wind element move. Li Feng frowned and said, what? And the wind element? That means, he has 4S level talents. 4 elements of awakening. Many team members around were shocked, and they were all a little stunned. Wang Han gritted his teeth. Previously, he thought Muin could easily win after breaking Lin Yang's bright light attack. But now it seems that this is obviously not that easy. On the stage, Muin relied on his speed to avoid the huge fireballs. He was just about to think about the battle strategy, but he found that Lin Yong was, and continuously blasted him with densely packed huge fireballs. Quote. Everyone in Muin was dumbfounded. Didn't he say that he was just a freshman? This level of fire-based ability doesn't look like it, right? Seeing that there were too many huge fireballs to hide from, Muin quickly formed a seal with his hands, and then slammed his hands on the floor. Dark Devil's Claw. Boom! A surging dark energy soared into the sky and quickly condensed into a giant dark claw that was 7 or 8 meters high. The giant claws of darkness quickly opened to block the densely packed huge fireballs. Bang bang bang! Huge fireballs exploded one after another. The scene was very exaggerated. Lin Yong was not surprised that Muin blocked his attack with the fireball plus Prince tactics. After all, Muin is a 5th level high-level expert, and his strength is there. However, at this time, a smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. It's on. Yes, all of this was within Lin Yang's expectation. The Tiandu University team will formulate tactics according to the situation, and Lin Yong will definitely do the same. When Sun Boxing doesn't have much effect, Lin Yong has already thought of how to defeat the opponent, and he has more than one set of tactics. Whoosh! Lin Yong used 3,000 thunderbolts, which turned into a bolt of lightning and shot out. The reason why he launched continuous fireball attacks was to keep Muin busy dealing with them and then reveal his flaws. Even if it's just a flaw of a few tenths of a second. Thunder type, Reikiri, ZZZ, 3000 thunder plus thunder cut. Lin Yong once again used his thunder combination skills, turning into a fierce thunder and lightning, and instantly arrived in front of Muin. Quote exclamation mark. Quote. Muin's expression changed drastically, and by the time he reacted, it was already too late. Bah! Lin Yang's right hand with the power of thunder and lightning touched Muin's neck. As long as he moves forward 1 centimeter, Muin's neck will be pierced by Lei Qi, which can range from serious injury to death. Lin Yong raised his handsome face, and a curve slowly rose from the corner of his mouth. You lose. Muin's face was stiff. He looked down slowly and looked at Lin Yang's right hand, which was full of thunder power and was pressed against his throat. He was stunned. He didn't expect that Lin Yang's speed could be so fast. I'm afraid it could be comparable to a 6th level powerhouse. But what shocked him the most was that Lin Yang's attack actually had a touch of death, which made him, the fourth-ranked super genius in Tiandu University, feel suffocated, and even felt a trace of fear in his heart that he had never experienced before. Mu An's frightened eyes and dilated pupils gradually recovered, and then their eyes dimmed. I lost. Mu An's body softened and he collapsed on the ground. Even though he had never experienced a life-and-death battle, as one of the aces of the Tiandu University team, he knew very well that the attack on Lin Yang just now was merciless. If Lin Yang's thunder attack just moved forward 1 centimeter, he would be injured. The host heard Mu An's words, and he immediately announced, in the 8th round of the competition, Mu An's player gave up and the Gods Training Academy won. The big score is 4-4. Wow! As soon as these words came out, the scene was boiling again. Countless students cheered excitedly. Win! Brother Yang wins again. Ha ha ha, we are tied. Oh my god, we won 4 games in a row, Brother Yang is so awesome. Am I reading that right? That Tiandu University team's 4th strongest player, Mu An, was defeated in half a minute. Isn't this junior brother Lin Yang too exaggerated? 4-4, it's a tie. As long as we win 1 more game, we will win. Come on, junior brother Lin Yang. Oh my god, classmate Lin Yang won again, and he won so easily. It didn't take more than 30 seconds, right? In less than half a minute, he defeated the 4th best player in Tiandu University. Brother Yang is awesome. Shang Renxin and others were also extremely excited. Of course, the most excited ones are the people on the Gods team. Tutor, we won again, tied 4-4. Winning 4 games in a row, junior brother Lin Yang is so strong. Yeah, I just saw that junior brother Lin Yang's strong light attack didn't work, and I didn't know how worried I was. But I didn't expect that junior brother Lin Yang actually won without difficulty. Junior brother Lin Yang is too strong. Quote. Yes, classmate Lin Yang is so awesome. Thanks to him, we have a high probability of winning this one-on-one final. Team instructor Pang Gang was also amazed. He knows very well that now that Lin Yang has won the strongest player on the opposite side, the other team members will not be Lin Yang's opponents, so the victory in this one-on-one final is almost guaranteed. From the original 4-0, where 1 more loss would result in being nailed to the pillar of shame in the history of the Gods Training Academy, to the current 4-4, where the equalizer and even a reversal are within reach, how emotional does Pang Gang feel? On the other hand, on the Tiandu University team, the faces of Wang Han and others were ugly, and the atmosphere was extremely depressing. Woo, we lost again, this time we were tied. What is being tied? We are going to lose, okay. Yes, Mu An is the strongest among us. If he loses, the rest of us, oh, how miserable. Both the team members and the cheering group were all downcast. Mad, it's all Luo Gao's stupid pen. Wang Han's face was even more gloomy. He seemed to be in an emotional state and couldn't bear it any longer. He immediately picked up his cell phone and sent Luo Gao a cursing voice message. Luo Gao, where the hell did you go? Do you know that now we have been equalized? We are all losing. It's all your fault. What are you doing by provoking others for no reason? Now we are being harmed by you, you stupid pen, cerebral palsy. Voice messages can be sent for up to 1 minute, which is 60 seconds, and Wang Han's voice message lasted for 60 seconds. There's nothing he can do about it, who makes him feel so aggrieved. If I don't vent this out, I'm afraid I'll be depressed to death if I hold it in my heart. Wang Han released the voice recording button, only to find that it had not been sent, and a status prompt popped up in the chat box. Luo Gao has opened friend verification, but you are not her friend yet. Please send a friend verification request first, and you can only chat after the other party passes the verification. Luo Gao deleted him on WeChat. Quote. Wang Han almost spit out a mouthful of blood. Luo Gao, what the hell? Wang Han was so angry that he threw his phone to the ground. At this time, Mu An had already come down from the ring and returned to the base camp. Sorry Captain, that guy is too strong. Mu An's face didn't look very good either. Even if he wasn't like Chen Jian and Li Feng who couldn't afford to lose, if he lost the game and still lost to a freshman, he couldn't be in a better mood. Thank you for your hard work, please sit down and take a rest. Wang Han's eyes were dim. He no longer had any hope, and he pointed at a substitute player casually. Well, you can play in the 5th game. If you can, you can play. If you can't, you can admit defeat. You can't blame him for being passive. The strongest Muan, Li Feng and Murong Feng on their side have all lost, and the others are definitely not Lin Yang's opponents, so any tactics and strategies are useless. Good. The substitute nodded shrinkingly, and then walked up with a nervous look on his face. He also knew that he could not be Lin Yang's opponent, but he finally got the chance to play. He felt that he should cherish it and at least experience the feeling of playing. Lin Yang, Lin Yang, Lin Yang. At this time, Lin Yang's name resounded like thunder around the arena. Most of the students present were conquered by Lin Yang's performance, so naturally they admired Lin Yang very much. Now there is no suspense in the final game. They must be very excited to win this one-on-one final and witness the amazing reversal from 4-0 to victory. Lin Yang looked at the nervous substitute who came up and knew that Wang Han had given up. The corners of his mouth raised slightly. Oh, I accepted the 40 million with a smile. Lin Yang knew very well that as long as nothing happened, he could win this one-on-one final. Mission. Keep a line in everything so that we can meet each other easily in the future. A dishonest person also has dignity. Can you save some face for others? In this round, admit defeat. Reward. Advanced sacrifice, the strongest painting style bearer, unlocking A-level Superman skills, Shinra Tianzhong. Quote. Lin Yang was speechless at that time. This dog system is here again. Sure enough, this dog system likes to come out and act like a monster when it is not critical. With victory now in sight, let him admit defeat. Isn't this funny? Fortunately, Lin Yang quickly thought of a way to deal with it. Isn't it just a battle of wits and courage? Who is afraid of whom? I'm going to decide on this skill of Shinra Tianzhong. Lin Yang raised the corner of his mouth slightly and walked over. The substitute from the Tiandu University team opposite was a little stunned, wondering what Lin Yang was going to do when he came over. Lin Yang walked up to the substitute player and patted him on the shoulder. Young man, I think you are pretty good. Well, I'll lose to you in this round. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. The substitute thought he heard wrongly, and his eyes suddenly lit up. You want to admit defeat? Is this, really? In his opinion, if Lin Yang admits defeat, then he has won. Their Tiandu University team can also win this one-on-one duel. How could he not be excited? The mission is completed, and the advanced sacrifice is obtained, the most powerful painting style rice bearer, unlocking the A-level superhuman ability, Shinra Tianzhong. Lin Yang thought for a while. Fake. Substitute. System. At the altar of the sun god, with the sound of roasting, the sacred fire was lit. A rag doll with orange hair and a black robe appeared on the altar. Soon, the golden holy fire burned the rag doll. One bag of rice has to carry several floors, one bag of rice has to carry 2 floors, one bag of rice. A cold voice sounded. The rag doll was burned up, its power floated up, and was eventually absorbed by the huge golden egg in midair. Coming. Lin Yang's eyes trembled. He felt it. It was a bag of rice. Oh no, it was power. Is this the power of Shinra Tianzhong? It is indeed very strong. Lin Yang was a little excited. He has not forgotten how shocked Shinra Tianzhong was to him when he watched a certain movie before. Without charging, Shinra Tianzhong can easily disperse the Rasen Shuriken, the ultimate move that he has taken too many times, and can easily knock away 3 powerful psychic beasts that are almost 20 meters high. The charged version of Shinra Tianzhong can destroy the entire Konoha in an instant. How terrifying is the power! If he can use the charged version of Shinra Tianzhong, he can easily defeat even a group of 6th and 7th order ferocious beasts, let alone 5th order ferocious beasts. However, after Lin Yang checked the skill information of Shenluo Tianzhong, he felt a little bit pained. The reason is that the Shinra Tianzhong, given to him by the system only, has a regular version and no charged version. This power is a bit compromised. No wonder it's only rated A. Lin Yang shook his head. It was indeed a bit regretful, but he didn't particularly care. As the saying goes, contentment is always happy. The regular version of Shinra's Tianzhong is also quite powerful. And it can not only be used as a means of attack, but also as a means of defense, deflecting enemies, including enemy attacks. For him who is currently weak in attack, this is a big improvement, at least the defense has been improved a lot. Okay, the 9th game begins now. Not long after, the substitute player was kicked off the ring by Lin Yang. As the saying goes, killing a chicken with a bullseye is a waste. Even if Lin Yang is very curious about the power of Shenluo Tianzheng, he won't just use it to deal with a supporting character. He will only use it when there is a suitable opportunity. Are all eyes. I obviously promised to lose to others, but I don't keep my words. After the substitute was kicked off the ring, he had tears in his eyes and looked miserable. In the 9th round of the competition, the Gods Training Academy won, with a big score of 5-4. In this one-on-one duel, the Gods Training Academy will win. The winner was decided, and the host announced the final result in an exciting voice. Wow! At that moment, the entire arena was boiling. The surrounding students who were watching the game cheered one after another. We won! We won! Our Gods Training Academy won! Winning 5 games in a row, Brother Yang is awesome. Wow! When it was 4-0 just now, I thought I was going to lose, but I didn't expect that I actually won back, a big reversal. Goddess Lin Yang, you are so handsome, I love you. Junior brother Lin Yang, you are so awesome, I want to make you my idol. Lin Yang, Lin Yang, Lin Yang. Once again, the entire venue resounded with Lin Yang's name, and the sound was louder than the previous time. That scene was simply too shocking. In the Gods team, team mentor Pang Gang and others were also extremely excited, and they all waved their fists in celebration. Mentor, we won! We won! Yeah, winning 5 games in a row is so exciting. Even some team members were so excited that their eyes filled with tears. Yes, classmate Lin Yang is really awesome. Thanks to him, we won. Team mentor Pang Gang also sighed with emotion. Fortunately, they found Lin Yang, otherwise they would not have been able to achieve such a shocking reversal. On the other hand, the atmosphere on the Tiandu University team was even more depressed, and the expressions of Wang Han and others were also quite constipated. Wu, Captain, we lost. It was a great situation of 4-0, but it was overturned 5 times in a row. It was so miserable. Well, I saw it. Wang Han looked downcast, but he was cursing in his heart. Mada, it's all Luo Gao's stupid pen. What is the purpose of provoking others for no reason? He is simply sick. And this actually deleted my WeChat account. When I get back to school, if I don't with him, my last name won't be Wang. Seeing that he had won the game, Lin Yang came down from the duel ring and returned to the headquarters of the Gods team with the enthusiastic shouts of, Lin Yang! Lin Yang! From the audience. Junior brother Lin Yang, you are great. You are so awesome. 5 games in a row, junior brother Lin Yang, I will make you my idol, you are so great. Many teammates from the Gods team went up to greet him, and their eyes were full of admiration when they looked at Lin Yang. Team instructor Pang Gang also came up and thanked him sincerely. Classmate Lin Yang, thank you so much this time. If it weren't for you, we wouldn't have won the game, and we would have even lost in disgrace. It was you who saved us. Thank you so much for joining our team. Not far away, the freshmen sitting in the auditorium, especially Shang Renxin and others from freshman class A, watched Lin Yang being thanked and praised by Pang Gang and the members of the Gods team, and their faces were full of praise, envy and pride. Brother Yang is so handsome, isn't he? He was praised and thanked like this by the top 30 and 20 seniors on the list, as well as teacher Pang. I'm so envious. Yeah, I'm so envious of Brother Yang. Brother Yang is really awesome. But I don't know why, but I feel very proud to see our Brother Yang being so valued by the senior brothers and sisters on the strong list, as well as teacher Pang. Don't tell me, I feel the same way. Shang Renxin also sighed with emotion, but compared to others, he could understand why everyone felt proud to see Lin Yang shine. After all, Lin Yang represents their freshman class A and their freshmen. According to the usual situation, these freshmen will be looked down upon by their senior brothers and sisters because they have just entered martial arts and are weak. But now, as a freshman, Lin Yang has won the respect and admiration of his senior brothers and sisters, and even the top 30 and 20 in the rankings, breaking the previous embarrassing situation in one fell swoop. Then they, who are also freshmen, will definitely feel happy and proud. Luo Sidong blinked her beautiful eyes, but she was not surprised. Hasn't Lin Yang always been so dazzling? There's nothing to make a fuss about. The first round of the competition between the Gods Training Academy and Tiandu University has ended with a one-on-one duel. Next, both parties are asked to rest for 10 minutes and prepare to enter the team finals immediately. The host saw that the time was almost up, picked up the microphone and said. Many students in the audience became excited again. The team finals are about to begin. Do you think our Gods Training Academy can win this round? It should be possible. After all, Brother Yang is here. Isn't it enough to win Tiandu University? I'm really looking forward to it. How will Mr. Lin Yang perform in the team finals? But the team finals need to pay attention to team configuration, as well as team skills and tactics. Brother Yang has just come here, and Teacher Peng may not let him play. Mentor, the team finals are about to begin. How should we arrange it next? One of the team members noticed it and quickly looked at Peng Gang. In the team competition, do we want junior brother Lin Yang to join us? That player was also more cautious. He knew very well that winning the one-on-one finals depended entirely on Lin Yang. In the team finals, although their side could use skills and tactics to make up for the gap in strength, they still suffered a bit. Therefore, Lin Yang's powerful combat power must be taken into consideration. Peng Gang thought for a moment, then looked at Lin Yang. Classmate Lin Yang, can you help us again in the next team competition? Oh, by the way, if you win the team competition, you will also be rewarded with bonuses and training resources. Peng Gang seemed to know Lin Yang's style, and he immediately added something after he finished speaking. I know Teacher Peng, this matter is related to the honor of the college, I am willing to accept it without any hesitation. Lin Yang agreed without thinking, with a very serious expression. Add in this team competition, 40 million plus 20 million, that's 60 million. If you make 60 million in less than an hour, then you have to step aside from any coercion, right? Lin Yang was in a happy mood. On the Tiandu University team side, they also heard what the host said. Wang Han adjusted his mentality and encouraged the team members. It's okay, we lost the one-on-one final, but we still have the team competition. We have the advantage of strength here. As long as we perform normally, we can win this team match. In this way, the big score between us and the Gods Training Academy is only 1-1, and we have not lost. Wang Han looked serious. One of the team members said with a bit of pain, but Captain, don't they have that Lin Yang over there? He is much stronger than us, we can't beat him. I don't think there's anything to worry about. That guy is indeed much stronger than us, but don't forget, he was just a temporary hire from Instructor Peng. He has never practiced with the team at all and doesn't understand any tactics. In this case, no matter how strong he is, he can't cooperate with the team and will only have a negative effect. Instructor Peng will not let him play. Wang Han analyzed it seriously. Yes, when Wang Han said this, the eyes of the team members lit up. In short, that kid will definitely not make it. In this way, we will definitely win the team competition, so everyone, get excited. Let us win the team competition and get the big score back. Wang Han encouraged him enthusiastically. Yes, if we win this team match, we will draw 1-1, we will not lose. Those team members were infected and became excited. That's right, that's what it's like. Wang Han nodded and prepared to lay out tactics. Come on, let's lay out a tactic first. We want to get the start. However, before he finished speaking, a team member saw someone from the Gods team appearing on the opposite side. There were 7 players in total, including Lin Yang. He was a little surprised at the time. No, Captain, that guy over there is called Lin Yang. Yang's freshman year, he got in. Wang Han's expression suddenly became constipated. What the hell? Wang Han and others raised their heads and looked at the headquarters of the Gods training team. Sure enough, they found that Lin Yang came out with the other 6 people and slowly walked towards the duel ring. The expressions of Chen Jian, Li Feng and Muan also became a little painful. No, just forget about it in the heads-up finals. Why are you, a freshman, joining in the fun of this team competition? On the other hand, many students in the audience cheered again when they saw Lin Yang coming on the stage. Lin Yang, Lin Yang, Lin Yang. All of a sudden, the entire arena resounded with Lin Yang's name, and the shouts were loud. The members of the Gods team who played with Lin Yong were all dumbfounded. It stands to reason that since they are among the top 30 or even 20 students in the school, their popularity should be much higher than that of Lin Yong, a freshman. But now, Lin Yong has become the protagonist, and they have become supporting roles. What is this thing called? But they didn't mind too much. After all, Lin Yong won the one-on-one final just now by himself. Although Lin Yong is a junior brother and is lower in seniority than them, he is much stronger than them and deserves such treatment. Well, Captain, look, the super freshman is here, why don't we just stop? One of the substitutes shrank his head. Otherwise, it would be too embarrassing to be defeated by someone else later. This substitute is the one with the lowest ranking in the strong list led by Wang Han this time. His name is Shu Lin. Originally, when he learned that none of the top 10 masters in the Gods Training Academy's power list were in the school, he felt that their strength advantage was obvious and they would definitely be able to bully the Gods Training Academy without the ability to fight back. As a substitute, he should be able to play in the team competition. How cool would it be if he could torture the 3 consecutive championship teams? You can also post it online to show off. But now, Lin Yong came out halfway and defeated their entire team by himself. What a slap in the face. It wouldn't be so shameful to surrender and lose half of them. Quote. 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 The 5 people who were defeated by Lin Yong, except Murong Feng, the other 4 all looked at Shu Lin with murderous looks. How to offend 4 people with one sentence. Shu Lin is the best example now. If there wasn't a competition coming soon, with Chen Jian and Li Feng's tempers, they would have given Shu Lin a beating. Why don't you get involved? As a student of Tiandu University, why are you so spineless? Wang Han was also a little angry. Now that boy is here, our chances of winning the game will be even greater, okay. Is this so? Shu Lin was stared at by everyone. He was a little embarrassed, but he couldn't help but asked, but Captain, that super freshman is much stronger than us. Now that he's on the field, isn't it harder for us to win? Didn't I just say that? Although that kid is stronger than us, he was temporarily found by Instructor Pang. He doesn't understand team fighting at all. If he joins, it will only cause an imbalance in the cooperation of their entire team. On the other hand, we can completely seize his loophole to attack, break through at a single point, and directly penetrate their entire team's defense. Wang Han explained angrily. As long as we formulate a good strategy, there is a high probability that we can easily win this team competition. But what if? Our tactics don't work either. How could it not work? We are a team. No matter how powerful he is, can he fight against our entire team by himself? Wang Han didn't want to pay attention to the coward Shu Lin anymore. He looked at Muan and others. Don't think that he is invincible just because he was defeated by that kid. After all, their top 10 experts are not here. In terms of the overall strength of the team, we are still stronger. As long as our skills and tactics are reasonable, we can win this victory. Do you want to avenge your shame and win this game? If you want to take revenge on that boy, kill him. Wang Han deserves to be the captain of the team. Even though he is not the strongest, he is indeed a good player at mobilizing the team's emotions. Think, okay, if you want to, just listen to me carefully. I will lay out a strategy later. Let's seize the opening and defeat them in one fell swoop. About 3 or 4 minutes later, the Tiandu University team also sent players onto the field. There is no doubt that they are the 7 strongest people including Muan. On the stage, Lin Yong and others had already taken their positions. Lin Yang's current position is on the far side of the team, close to the edge of the ring. Since Lin Yong had never played in a team competition or practiced with other members of the Gods team, Pang Gang's tactical arrangements for Lin Yong were very simple, just use them as you like. Take action when you see a good opportunity to attack, and help defend when the situation is bad. The main focus is mobility. At this time, the Tiandu University team has also settled down. The 2 teams were in a head-on confrontation, and the atmosphere gradually became tense. This is my first time watching a team competition, I'm so nervous. Me too, I don't know if our school can win this team competition. Brother Yang, come on, defeat them. The team competition is about to start, and many freshmen are a little nervous. The second game between the Gods Training Academy and Tiandu University, the team finals, has officially begun. Finally, as the host announced the start of the game, the two teams quickly entered the state. High-speed area, open. The first one to attack was the Tiandu University team. A female team member quickly formed a seal with her hands. As she clasped her hands together, a dark field quickly covered the 7 of them. This is a field-based skill that can increase speed, and is performed by Lu Yan, the dual system awakener who is 8th on Tiandu University's strongest list. Swish swish swish. After gaining the maximum speed boost, Muin and the other 7 people shot out one after another, like 7 afterimages, instantly arriving in 7 directions around Lin Yang. Obviously, the first thing they have to do is to instantly gather the strength of the entire team to defeat Lin Yang. The other members of Team Gods were all shocked. Unexpectedly, Team Tiandu University was on full fire from the beginning, and all of them besieged Lin Yang. Wow, many students around the arena were also shocked. Holy crap, what's going on? 7 people are actually besieging junior brother Lin Yang alone. Are they crazy? All go, what a crazy way to play. What the hell? Lin Yang was also shocked. He didn't expect Muin and the 7 people to be so outrageous and launched an encirclement and suppression against him from the very beginning. Is this to fear him or to take revenge? At this moment, even Lin Yang was a little uneasy. Even if he could defeat the 5th level peak powerhouse at present, it would probably be difficult for him to be surrounded by 7 5th level mid to high level powerhouses at the same time. Lin Yang wanted to launch the Sun Fist, but found that the eyes of the 7 people were covered with a dark film. Obviously, this was Muan's doing. That was Wang Han's order. He also knew that Lin Yang's Sun Fist had a very strong interference effect, so he asked Muan to find a way to install dark eye masks that could protect the other 6 people from strong light attacks. It's done. Under the stage, Wang Han saw Muan and the other 7 rushing to Lin Yang in an instant, and he clenched his fists excitedly. This was the tactic he deployed. He used all his strength from the beginning, gathering the strength of 7 people to achieve a single breakthrough, and was the first to eliminate Lin Yang. As long as Lin Yang can be eliminated, the other 6 people will not be afraid. Of course, he formulated this tactic because he felt that the 7 of them could easily defeat Lin Yang together. After all, in his opinion, no matter how strong Lin Yang is, he is just a freshman. Facing 7 5th level intermediate and advanced seniors at the same time, he will definitely lose. You want to defeat me from the beginning, right? It's a good idea, but unfortunately, you made the wrong calculation. Lin Yang quickly calmed down and his eyes flashed sharply. If it was him an hour ago, facing Mu and another 7 5th level mid to high level experts encircling and attacking from all directions, he might have lost. But now, he can't lose. Lin Yang's eyes narrowed and he quickly stretched out his left and right hands. Shinra Tenzhang. Boom. At that moment, with Lin Yang as the center, an invisible terrifying impact burst out. The 7 Mu and people around them who were about to launch their attack were all blown away in an instant. However, Lin Yang's position was at the edge of the dual ring, so all 7 of them fell outside the ring. Off the field, out. All 7 people were eliminated. Question mark, question mark, question mark. The students around the arena were a little confused, until the next second, the sound of shock echoed throughout the entire venue. Holy shit, Did I read that correctly? Those 7 members of the Tiandu University team just lost. If you fall out of the field, you should lose, right? It's just, how long has this game started? It seems like it was only 2 or 3 seconds. Is it over like this? What happened? I'm confused. Because it was so sudden, most of the audience at the scene was in a state of confusion. Especially those weaker junior students, because their eyes couldn't keep up, they didn't see what happened, and they were even more dumbfounded. Among them, freshmen such as Shang Renxin and other freshmen from Class A are represented. They just have, "Who am I? Where am I? And, have I been cheated on?" written on their faces. Monitor, what's going on here? Why did those members of the Tiandu University team fall outside the field? Yes, hasn't this game just begun? How come the winner is decided so quickly? I didn't see it very clearly. It seems that classmate Lin Yang used some powerful tricks to knock them out of the field. Shang Renxin only saw a little bit, so he was equally confused. Ah, it turned out to be Brother Yang who knocked them away, no wonder. But, isn't this too exaggerated? Yeah, it only lasted about 2 seconds, and I didn't even react. This Lin Yang, why do I feel like he has become stronger again? Even Luo Saitong, who had been frightened by Lin Yang many times and had gradually gotten used to it, was shocked by Lin Yang again at this moment. And it seems that this is the first time I have seen Lin Yang's attack method just now. It should not be an elemental attack method. Just as she was marveling, Luo Saitong pursed her lips, and she felt a little resentful. This Lin Yang, how many secrets does he have, and he didn't even tell me. On the sidelines, Pang Gang and others from the headquarters of Team Gods were also shocked. Their expressions were even more exaggerated than others, and their mouths became, shaped and they couldn't close them for a while. Oh my god, this, one blow. Junior brother Lin Yang actually defeated Muin and the others with one blow. Before, junior brother Lin Yang won 5 games in a row. I already felt that his strength was exaggerated. But now, even if it is a bit inappropriate to say this, junior brother Lin Yang is really so strong that he has changed. Yes, classmate Lin Yang is really too strong, so strong that it's unbelievable. Pang Gang sighed repeatedly. He couldn't remember how many times he was shocked by Lin Yang today. And it's not that he was exaggerating. In a situation like Lin Yang's, where he defeated Muin and 7 others with one move, he felt that even the top 1 on the list of strongest men in the Gods Cultivation Academy might not be able to do it. He's just a freshman, and he can accomplish a feat that even the strongest seniors can't do. How the hell? As a senior tutor at a top university, Pang Gang has seen many talented geniuses and feels that he is well informed, but he has never seen anyone as evil as Lin Yang. Not to mention Xiao Yuchen, the top high school student in the country. Pang Gang even felt that even the top 5 might not be able to compare with Lin Yang. Different from the surprise and exclamation of Pang Gang and others, now Muin and others were completely stunned by Lin Yang's move. For Wang Han and others, it was simply frightening. At this moment, Wang Han and others were all dumbfounded, looking like they couldn't believe it. Isn't this fake? Muin and the others actually lost like this. Captain, am I dazzled? Muin and his 7 5th level mid to high level experts were all killed by that kid with just one move. Quote. Facing the questions from the substitute players, Wang Han could no longer answer. He looked like he had seen a ghost, completely unable to believe that what was happening in front of him was real. Even in this exchange match with the Gods Training Academy, the top 3 players from his school did not participate. This team was not considered the strongest lineup. But at any rate, the top 4 to top 9 players on the list are all there, and they all played, so this lineup isn't too bad, right? But it's actually done by a freshman with one move. How can he accept this? Of course, the most confused ones were Muin and others who were knocked off the field, and the members of the Gods team in the duel ring. Muin and everyone in the audience. We lose, seems to be. What the hell? Everyone on the Gods team on the stage. We won, seems to be. What the hell? Even the expressions and words spoken are almost exactly the same. They are all in a very confused state. It's just that there are many differences between the two. Everyone on the Gods team on the stage was more shocked by Lin Yang. As for Muin and others in the audience, they were more dumbfounded and their brains were shut down. The host was also a little confused, but he quickly came to his senses and immediately picked up the microphone to announce the result of the game. Off the court, out. The winner of this team competition is the Gods Training Academy. Wow, as soon as these words came out, the whole arena was boiling again. Countless spectators were cheering enthusiastically. We won. We also won. Great. We won the one-on-one finals, and we also won the team competition. It was a double kill. It's so cool. This is all thanks to our brother Yang. He is so powerful. He actually knocked all 7 members of the Tiandu team out of the field in an instant. It's so awesome. Brother Yang is awesome. Goddess Lin Yang, you are so handsome. Lin Yang, Lin Yang, Lin Yang. The arena resounded with Lin Yang's name again, and the shouts shook the sky. This was the 3rd time. Yes, win. Our Gods Cultivation Academy won this academy exchange competition. At the headquarters of the Gods team, Pang Gang and others were also very excited and clenched their fists in celebration. On the other hand, Wang Han and others from the Tiandu University team looked a little constipated. Captain, we also lost this team competition, we all lost. Lost the game in less than 2 seconds, so miserable. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen Muin and the others lose so miserably. They were knocked off the ring right after the game started. After hearing those words, Wang Han's constipated expression became even more constipated. Captain, I told you not to fight just now, but you didn't believe it. Now it's better. The game was won in less than 2 seconds, setting a record for the fastest loss in the history of our Tiandu University. This time it's embarrassing for Grandma. Home. Shu Lin, the substitute player, shrank his head and hit the target accurately. You still say, shut up. He couldn't help it and completely exploded. Lend me your phone. Wang Han borrowed a mobile phone. He dialed a number and roared, tomorrow, before I go back to school, catch that Luo Gao. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him. Quote. Quote. Several substitute players nearby stared at him with big eyes. Well, the captain's character seems to have collapsed. Originally we were sure to win both games, but in the end we were tricked into being reversed in one game and suffered a disastrous defeat in the other. Who wouldn't be disappointed? But we'd better stay away from the team leader to avoid being accidentally injured. Heroes see the same thing, I was just about to say. Maid, you were so careless. That kid actually won the game in this way. We are so embarrassed. Grandma, I lost to this kid again. I'm so angry. Why did you attack like this just now? In the audience, after Muin and others came to their senses, like Chen Jian and Li Feng, they were all unwilling to lose. If Wang Han hadn't given them tactics that weren't worth the risk, they wouldn't have all besieged Lin Yang, and they wouldn't have been blown off the field by Lin Yang in that way, causing them to lose the game. Only Murong Feng, who nodded secretly, actually admired Lin Yang a little. It turns out it can still be like this. I've learned from it. In his opinion, whether it is a one-on-one final or a team competition, it is generally a tough competition. But Lin Yang, whether it was a one-on-one duel or a team competition, always beat them off the court to win, which simply subverted his cognition. Moreover, Lin Yang's defensive counterattack against Seven just now was indeed beautiful and worth learning. On the stage, Lin Yang looked at Murong Feng and others below. He clasped his fists and showed a smile on his lips. Everyone, I accept it. Although he looked relaxed now, in fact, he was still a little uneasy when he was besieged by 7 people from Muin at the same time just now. In the final analysis, if he were to fight with strength, he would have no advantage at all against 7. Fortunately, his mind is quick. This is not a life and death fight anyway, it's just a competition. He can win as long as he knocks Muin and others out of the field, so that's easy to do. Just shoot them all away with one Shinra Tianzhong. Good. The duel and team competition are over. In this exchange match between the Gods Training Academy and Tiandu University, the Gods Training Academy won. Wow! As the host announced the results, today's college exchange competition officially came to an end. Many members of the Gods team and many spectators rushed to the duel arena and threw Lin Yang high into the air. There was someone specifically responsible for video recording this college exchange competition. No, because both the heads-up competition and the team competition were very exciting and fun to win. The most important thing is that Lin Yang's strength is so incredible that it makes people stunned. Ever since, the photographer posted the video of the game online after the game. There is also an accompanying text. I just entered the freshman year and defeated 7 fifth-level experts from Tiandu University with one move. I think the strongest freshman this year is not Xiao Yuchen, but our classmate Lin Yang from the Gods Training Academy. In less than 5 minutes, it caused an uproar on the internet. Because the content of the video was too explosive, a freshman not only achieved a huge comeback from 4 to 5, but also defeated many top players from Tiandu University, and even finally blew away the entire Tiandu University team with one move. In addition, a series of 7s directly ended the game in 2 seconds. This is simply unprecedented. In less than half an hour, Lin Yang's video topped the trending searches for scarves in a certain music list. Over 50 million views. No, am I reading that right? In the freshman year, you defeated 7 fifth-level powerhouses with one move. Confused. Ah, with this speed and the ability to control the fire element, he doesn't look like a freshman. I said, have you misunderstood the point? How many different talents did that freshman use? Thunder system, fire system, light system, wind system, and even a Superman system, what the hell? Awakened by the 5 elements, surprised. Freshman, a 5th level awakened person, can defeat a 5th level powerhouse. This is a bit weird. Lin Yang, why do I feel like I've heard this name before? In the fake video of killing giant winged wind birds, the person in the video seems to be called Lin Yang. Analysis. Who is Lin Yang? I've never heard of it. It's too embarrassing to touch our brother Yu Chen. Disdain. That's right, the strongest freshman is our brother Yu Chen. Okay. Is this Lin Yang a der? Pick your nose. In fact, Lin Yang had become popular on the internet once before, when the Recyclers of the Awakened Association uploaded a video of Lin Yang killing the giant winged wind bird. This time Lin Yang shocked the entire network again, which was actually a bit similar to last time. All are quite controversial. Of course, controversial content is different. The last point of controversy was Lin Yang's toughness, but no real point could be found. In other words, the giant winged wind birds in the video were indeed killed one after another with puff puff puff, but we couldn't see how Lin Yang attacked, we could only see Lin Yang acting like a ghost. This has caused many netizens to think that the video is fake and fake. This time it was also controversial, but no one questioned whether the video was fake, and not many people questioned Lin Yang's lack of strength. The point of controversy this time is the text description. That's what the guy who uploaded the video said. I think the strongest freshman this year is not Xiao Yu Chen, but classmate Lin Yang from our God's Training Academy. This made Xiao Yu Chen's fans a little dissatisfied. Therefore, there are many fans of Xiao Yu Chen making trouble in the video comment area. However, what is different from the last time is that this time the video has substantial basis. Then slow down and watch it frame by frame, you can see how Lin Yang made the move. This emboldened the freshmen who supported Lin Yang. They vented all the frustration they had felt when they were silenced because of insufficient evidence. Xiao Yu Chen is indeed very powerful, but can he defeat 7 5th level experts by himself now? Can he? Smoking. I remember that Xiao Yu Chen can only tie with the 4th level peak powerhouse now. He can't even defeat the 5th level powerhouse. Then our brother Yang must be stronger, show his hands. Anyway, the comment section was very noisy. Even some other netizens have joined the battlefield. Do you think the super freshman named Lin Yang is more powerful, or Xiao Yu Chen? I think Xiao Yu Chen is more powerful. After all, he was the #1 high school student in Sha country at the time. But now Xiao Yu Chen can't beat the 5th level strongman, right? I think this Lin Yang is more powerful. Gradually, many netizens were led astray. From being shocked by Lin Yang's strength and talent, to now debating who is stronger between Lin Yang and Xiao Yu Chen, and who is the super freshman of this class. Suddenly some netizens who were watching the fun and not taking it too seriously ran to @Guziyu. Weren't you very active before? Where are you now? Funny laugh, @Guziyu. The second high school student who disappeared from the public eye, funny little one, @Guziyu. Sneeze. Guziyu was chatting up a girl and was about to ask for her contact information. Suddenly he sneezed, which shocked the girl. Ahaha, I'm sorry, my nose suddenly felt a little itchy. Guziyu was a little embarrassed, so he quickly laughed. He was a little confused, why was he sneezing for no reason? I saw that girl looking disgusted. My roommate said before that you were weak, but I didn't believe it. I didn't expect you to be that weak. Even after awakening your talent, you would still sneeze. Sorry, I'm not interested in weaklings. After the girl finished speaking, she turned around and left without a trace of hesitation. Guziyu was dumbfounded. Weak chicken. He started picking up girls in the first year of high school, and became famous in the second year of high school. In the third year of high school, he had his own group, and he didn't know how many girls he had with. He had never been rejected by a girl. Oh no, it was a weak rejection. You know, he is the second high school in Sha country, right? No, who do you think is weak? You'd better explain it to me clearly. Guziyu was a little angry. How could he, the second most impressive high school student and a genius among geniuses, be belittled like this? The girl stopped and turned her head lightly. I heard my roommate say it a week ago, you, 2.5. The girl sneered. Even if I agree to be your girlfriend, you still can't satisfy me. Quote. Guzu seemed to have been poked into something. His whole body froze, as if he was petrified. The girl left, leaving only Guzu messy in the wind, his aggrieved screams ringing through the sky. No. At this moment, Lin Yang, Luo Saidong, and Shang Renxin, who ran to find Lin Yang, were all in the office of team mentor Pang Gang. Pang Gang has already given Lin Yang the bonus and training resource reward for winning the reversal game. As for Shang Renxin and the other three, because they helped find Lin Yang and Luo Saidong, they also contributed a lot. Pang Gang also gave them 10 spiritual crystals each as encouragement. Not to mention how happy Lin Yang was when he got the reward. He felt that this world must be better. In his previous life, he was a top student and was admitted to a double first-class university. He originally received a bonus of 5,000 yuan, but in the end, he flew away to nowhere. After distributing the rewards, Pang Gang told Lin Yang and others that he would treat them to a meal in the evening as a token of gratitude from the team to Lin Yang and others. Lin Yang and others naturally did not refuse. In the final analysis, this was the kindness of the team mentor Pang Gang and those senior brothers and sisters. The 5 people were about to leave, but Pang Gang called Lin Yang and Luo Saidong to stop them. What's wrong, Teacher Pang? Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were both stunned. Pang Gang thought for a while. Classmate Lin Yang, Saidong, this National College Student Awakener competition is about to begin, and I want you to join our God's team. Hiss. The 3 of them, Shang Renxin, all heard it. They all took a breath and showed surprised expressions. Isn't it awesome to officially join the school team as a freshman? Because generally speaking, only when you are in your junior or senior year and have sufficient strength can you join the school team. It is no exaggeration to say that Lin Yang and Luo Saidong set a precedent by joining the school team in their freshman year. The 3 of them also knew that what Pang Gang was about to say was more important, so they winked at each other and walked out. By joining the team, not only can you get extra credits and training resources, but you can also participate in various competitions for the school, and you can also get a lot of bonuses if you win. Pang Gang took Lin Yang's style into consideration and immediately added another sentence. Lin Yang nodded. He had another question. After joining the school team, do you have to take time to train every day? Lin Yang knew that the school's team competition included single-on-one finals and team finals. The team final is not a one-person battle. It requires teamwork, so you must practice together with the team. But there are many courses in the freshman and sophomore years, and I have to go to the occupied area in the afternoon to earn experience. I don't know if there will be any conflict in time. Now that senior brother Wealth Master Wang Zuan is still in the hospital, he doesn't mind missing 1 or 2 trips to the enemy-occupied area. But after a while, Wang Zuan was discharged from the hospital. If he skipped 1 or 2 trips, he would really miss out on hundreds of millions every minute. That's not true. Our team's training time is on weekends every week, so it won't take up much of the course time. It's relatively free. Pang Gang said. Lin Yang nodded. If it's just the weekend, that's fine. It won't conflict too much with classes and outings. Uncle Pang, I understand that you want Lin Yang to join the God's team. Let me join. This, with my current strength, it shouldn't be enough. Luo Saidong said at this time. It's not that she has low self-esteem, it's just a simple example, the team lineup, not to mention the National College Student Awakener competition in a month's time, just today's college exchange competition, the lineups of both sides are almost 5th-level powerhouses. With Lin Yang's current strength, it is enough. But what about her? She is currently only at the 2nd level of peak. Even if she is confident that her strength will be upgraded to the 3rd level mid to high level in a month, she is still far from the 5th level. Saidong, I know what you are thinking, but in fact, you don't have to think so much. I asked you and Lin Yang to join the God's team, not because I really want you to compete in the National College Student Awakener competition next month. I just want you to be a substitute and follow the team outside to have a look. Pang Gang said with a smile. according to usual practice, the top 10 students in the school's strongest list will participate in the National College Student Awakener competition. But the team needs to pass on the legacy. They are participating this time, but the next time, and the next time, you may be the ones to take over. So that's how it is. Luo Saidong nodded and understood. In the end, both of them decided to join the Gods team. After all, training with the senior brothers and sisters on the strong list has many benefits, and it can benefit the two of them who are currently in the novice stage. In addition, joining the team to participate in the National College Student Awakener competition next month will also open their eyes, which is quite good. The two left the Gods team training hall and met many students along the way. There are not only freshmen among them, but also many senior students. And most of those students, regardless of gender, greeted Lin Yong very enthusiastically. Male, Brother Yang. Brother Yang. Female, Goddess Lin Yang, you were so handsome in today's game. Junior Brother Lin Yang, the sewer in Senior Sister's dormitory is clogged. Junior Brother, are you free to help Senior Sister check it out? Luo Saidong pouted, with a slightly resentful expression. In the past, no matter where she went, many people would greet her. But now, everyone runs to say hello to Lin Yang, as if she has become a supporting role. But she didn't pay too much attention. On the contrary, she saw with her own eyes that Lin Yang had changed from the idol of the freshmen to the idol of the whole school. She didn't know why, but she was a little proud. By the way, Lin Yang, the method you used to knock Mu and 7 of them away in the competition was not an elemental attack, right? Luo Saidong looked curious. In fact, she wanted to ask Lin Yang this question at the end of the college exchange competition, but she couldn't find the right time. In addition to the elemental system, can you also awaken the superhuman system for the second time? Other talents? You guess. Lin Yang teased Luo Saidong with a joking smile. So really, Luo Saidong also gradually got to know Lin Yang a little better. Seeing Lin Yang's cheeky smile, she knew that she was right. She couldn't help but be a little surprised. Even superhuman talents can awaken for the second time. You have this element. God is too outrageous. Lin Yang continued to tease Luo Saidong. Actually, my talent is that of an almighty god. By the way, Lin Yang, what talents have you awakened for the second time now? Can you tell me about them? Luo Saidong's big eyes were full of curiosity. Is there any ice talent among them? Lin Yang was stunned. Ice talent? Why do you ask this? Do you like ice talent very much? Don't you already have a talent for the fire system? I'm thinking, if you also have a talent for the ice system, then 1 ice and 1 fire would be so cool. Luo Saidong seemed to be thinking about something, and her eyes were bright with excitement. She was thinking that using fire attacks and ice attacks at the same time, the left side would burn everything and the right side would freeze everything. That would be so cool. Question mark, question mark, question mark. However, Lin Yang took a breath. An ice, a fire. You little girl, your thoughts are a bit prickly, dangerous. In the evening, Lin Yang, Luo Saidong and Shang Renxin came to a large restaurant. The senior brothers and sisters of the Gods team have arrived, and the team mentor Pang Gang is still on the way. Here we come, junior brother Lin Yang. Hey, junior brother Lin Yang, you look very handsome tonight. Junior sister Saidong helped you dress up, right? You 3 junior brothers, you're welcome. Find a seat and sit down. Seeing Lin Yang and the 5 people approaching, the members of the Gods team on the seats stepped forward to greet them. Shang Renxin and the other 3 were a little excited. As freshmen, it is such an honor for them to be so warmly received by the top 30 and 20 seniors in the rankings. It also made them a little flattered. Of course, they also knew that this was all because of Lin Yang. Lin Yang won 5 games in a row, achieved a shocking reversal in the one-on-one final, and easily won the team competition. This naturally won the admiration of his brothers and sisters. And because they helped to find Lin Yang, they got some credit, and they were considered to have benefited from Lin Yang. Senior brother and sister, you are too polite, you can sit down too. Shang Renxin and the other 3 looked shy. They followed the brothers and sisters who came to greet them and walked to their seats, only to find that one of the brothers didn't get up. Moreover, that senior brother seemed to be in a bad mood, his face was a bit dark. That senior brother seems to be senior brother Tang Tian, who is number 11 on the strongest list in our school, right? Well, it is indeed senior brother Tang Tian. Why doesn't he come out when other senior brothers and sisters come out to greet us? Well, if you ask me, who should I ask? The three of them, Shang Renxin, were whispering to each other. Over there, Tang Tian noticed the looks from Shang Renxin and the others. He seemed a little unhappy and glared at the three of them. Maid. What are you looking at? Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Shang Renxin and the other two were so frightened that their heads shrank back. Why does this senior brother seem a bit scary? Come on, junior brother Lin Yang, will you sit here? At this time, the 7 or 8 members of the Gods team had already brought Lin Yang and others over, and they warmly welcomed Lin Yang and others to sit down. Lin Yang felt that these senior brothers and sisters were too enthusiastic, which made him feel a little embarrassed. I'm telling you, as seniors, aren't you ashamed to lick your face like this to please a junior? Tang Tian seemed very unhappy, and his tone was a little sarcastic. Lin Yang was slightly startled. He recognized the Tang Tian in front of him who seemed to be glaring at him before. It was after he pulled 5 games in a row and won the one-on-one final, and while he was at Team God's base camp, he felt that something was wrong with the way Tang Tian looked at him. Tang Tian, what are you talking about? Junior brother Lin Yang helped us win the game against Tiandu University, and he has done a lot for his hard work. In addition, he is so powerful, so isn't it normal for us to be more enthusiastic about him? One of the team members said. Awesome. Oh, what's so awesome? He just got lucky and relied on some cleverness to win by chance. Tang Tian sneered, with a bit of disdain in his eyes. At this time, no matter how slow they were, Luo Sidong and Shang Renxin could see that Tang Tian seemed to dislike Lin Yang. Classmate Lin Yang, have you ever had any grudges with this senior brother Tang Tian? Why do I feel like he has a problem with you? Shang Renxin and the three of them were a little strange. There is no grudge. I didn't know him at all before. Lin Yang was also a little confused. Tang Tian, what you said is a bit wrong, isn't it? Junior brother Lin Yang actually won the game, how can it be a fluke? That's right, Tang Tian, junior brother Lin Yang helped us win the game, how could you talk like this? Tang Tian, are you treating junior brother Lin Yang? The team members looked at each other, and they all felt that Tang Tian had gone too far. I said yes. However, before the female team member could finish speaking, she was interrupted fiercely by Tang Tian. This immediately shocked the female team member. Tang Tian, what are you doing? Why are you so angry? The male team members couldn't help but frown. However, Tang Tian ignored him at all, and instead looked at Lin Yang coldly, with a very rude tone. Boy, don't think that if you help us win the game, I will be grateful and flatter you. I'm not afraid to tell you, I just don't like you. As the 11th on the list of the strongest in the Gods Training Academy, Tang Tian has always been a very arrogant and conceited person, and he also pays special attention to his seniors and juniors. However, the college exchange competition allowed Lin Yang, a freshman and a young boy, to shine in the limelight, and other team members were also trying to please Lin Yang, which made him very unhappy. In his opinion, Lin Yang only relied on some tricky methods to win so many games. For example, bright light attacks interfere with others, and then take advantage of the chaos to kick others off the ring, or use special talents to seek death and send Mew and others flying out of the ring. These are just tricks and do not have much hard power at all. Hiss. Tang Tian's sudden strong statement frightened Shang Renxin and the others. This senior brother Tang Tian is really scary. Luo Sidong frowned slightly. She felt that Tang Tian had gone too far, and she immediately wanted to argue with Tang Tian. There are so many senior brothers and sisters here, but you are the only one who doesn't like me. So, there is something wrong with your eyes, right? However, before Luo Sidong could speak, Lin Yang's voice had already sounded. Lin Yang's principle has always been, you respect me a foot, and I respect you a foot. Tang Tian is clearly looking for trouble, will he get used to it? Let him be a ninja turtle. Impossible. Shang Renxin and the other three were frightened again, and they were all a little uneasy. This actually got loud, but maybe there will be a fight later. Shang Renxin clenched his fists, as if he wanted to do something. The other two people were trembling a little. They were like two chickens watching the battle between dragon and tiger, and they were panicking. Phew. On the other hand, Luo Sidong was amused by Lin Yang. At this critical moment, Lin Yang's attack power never let her down. What did you say? Tang Tian's face became even more gloomy and his brows knitted together. How dare you be so arrogant as a mere freshman? He got up all of a sudden and seemed to want to take action. But the next second, I sat back again. He really wanted to Lin Yang, but the problem was that even if it was said that Lin Yang only relied on some cleverness and luck to win so many games, it was not false that Lin Yang could defeat the 5th level advanced Muan. He may not be able to do it. But he still said resolutely, "Boy, don't think that just because you beat Muan and won the team competition, you feel how great you are. Compared with my brother, you are nothing. If he had been here at that time, you wouldn't have had the chance to shine." Lin Yang, his brother is Tang Ri, who is 4th on the strong list. Luo Sidong quickly explained to Lin Yang. Lin Yang nodded. "I understand, the fox is pretending to be the tiger's power. No matter how powerful your brother is, he is just your brother. Does it have anything to do with you?" Lin Yang's snake hit 7 inches. Phew. Luo Sidong was amused by Lin Yang again. Puff. Even Shang Renxin and the other members of the gods team couldn't help but twitch their lips. "Although, there's nothing wrong with that, old man." Quote. Tang Tian's face twitched, and he seemed to be going crazy. "Senior brother Tang Tian, if you have something to say carefully, there is really no need to get angry." However, at this time, Shang Renxin finally couldn't help but came out to break up the fight. "Senior brother Tang Tian, I know that you lost to Marong Feng and I am very unconvinced. However, classmate Lin Yang easily defeated Marong Feng who defeated you. You broke your defense, so I am very unhappy with classmate Lin Yang. But you, that's it just shows that you are a chicken-bellied person, so why bother?" There is no doubt that Shang Renxin performed stably. Puff. At this time, the team members couldn't hold back any longer and laughed out loud. What kind of operation is this? Does it rub salt into the wound? Simply 6. Quote. Tang Tian's face turned dark at that time. "You're here to break up the fight, right? Is there anyone who can break up a fight like this? If you don't know how to break up a fight, then don't." Lin Yang was also happy. He, the squad leader, was a genius at breaking up fights, so he was reliable at critical moments. Mission. When facing cerebral palsy, you must resolutely fight back, and declare a battle, saying that you can defeat him with one move. Reward. Advanced sacrifice, refreshing real man, unlocks A-level ice skills, black ice dragon soaring. At this time, the system sounded. Zanbing Longshang. Lin Yang's eyes suddenly lit up. As a senior anime fan, he naturally knows what Xuanbing Longxiang is. In a certain breaking sky, the character who once surpassed the protagonist Xiao Huahuo in popularity is Ice King Hai Lao's most powerful trick. Now as a reward for the system task, Lin Yang was really excited. It's not because of how strong Xuanbing Longxiang is. If we even have to use the performance to evaluate, Xuanbing Longxiang is a bit stretched. Song of Sha Zilan, being tortured by Queen Medusa. 3-year promise chapter, being abused by Yunshin. I almost never win against a strong enemy. In the final analysis, Xuanbing Longxuan is just a high-level ice martial skill at the Zan level, and the strength is there. The main reason why Lin Yang is excited is that Zanbing Longxiang's appearance is not too cool. With one move, 5 dragons ascended to heaven. Each one is a giant black ice dragon nearly 100 meters long, and the sense of oppression instantly fills them. Moreover, you can stand on the head of the ice dragon to control it and fly into the sky. This is so cool. Lin Yang didn't even think about it. Tang Tian took the initiative to find trouble anyway, so he couldn't be blamed. Lin Yang turned around, his eyes fell on Tang Tian, and his eyes became sharp. "If you don't like me so much, do you dare to be a man? Have a fight with me?" Lin Yang sneered. "It's not that I look down on you, but at your level, I can defeat you with just one move." Wow. As soon as these words came out, Shang Renxin and the other 3 were immediately shocked. Did I hear it correctly? Brother Yang, he actually declared war. Yes, and Brother Yang also said that he would kill that senior brother Tang Tian with one move. Isn't this too explosive? It seems that classmate Lin Yang is angry. That senior brother Tang Tian is in trouble. This. The members of the Gods team were also a little surprised. In their eyes, Lin Yong was obviously a polite, humble, cheerful and good junior fellow student, but now he actually made a declaration to bow his head. This simply subverted their imagination. However, they all thought in unison that Tang Tian had gone too far and made their lovely junior brother so angry. Gee, Tang Tian, you were really looking for trouble. What did you say? Tang Tian was also stunned. In fact, he could expect that Lin Yong would fight back, but he never expected that Lin Yong would actually issue a challenge to him. He even directly challenged him and said that he could defeat him with one move. The only person at the scene who was not surprised was Luo Saidong. Lin Yong has always been the kind of person who respects others even if they give him a foot of respect. If others press him a foot, he will press them until they explode. This Tang Tian has nothing to do but still refuses to give up. The best way to shut him up is to give him some color. The mission has been completed, and the advanced sacrifice, Refreshing Man, has been obtained, and the A-level ice skill, Xuanbing Longxiang, has been unlocked. Hearing the sound of the system, the corners of Lin Yang's mouth raised slightly. He didn't care if Tang Tian was a little nervous now. Anyway, after saying that, he had completed the system's task and received the task reward. Bake. On the altar of the sun god, the holy golden holy fire was lit. A rag doll with white blue hair and some scars on his face appeared on the altar. Soon, the holy fire burned the rag doll. I don't think I will die here today, and I have never been so refreshed. I seem to have seen a rebirth. From today on, I, Hai Bodong, will be unfettered. A firm and steady voice sounded, and the rag doll's power floated up, eventually being absorbed by the sun god in midair. At that moment, a cold air surged from Lin Yang's body, and the floor under his feet actually briefly turned to ice. Lin Yang opened his mouth and let out a breath of cold air. Is this the ice power of Xuanbing Longxiang? Really strong. A hint of excitement appeared on Lin Yang's face. Sneeze. The two classmates next to him sneezed one after another. Why do I feel a little cold? It's not a bit, it's a biting cold, okay, but it seems to be gone now. The two classmates were a little confused. Luo Saidong also noticed it, and she was a little surprised. Is it my imagination? Why did I feel like Lin Yang had a strong ice ability just now? So, has he really awakened his ice talent for the second time? Over there, Tang Tian came back to his senses, and his face turned black with anger. You can beat me with one move. Maid, surnamed Lin, you are so crazy. He seemed to be rushing out to Lin Yang, but he never broke through the blockage of the two team members. Don't you like me? Now I'll give you a chance to beat me up, just tell me whether you want it or not. Oh no, do you dare? Lin Yang's face was calm. His principle has always been this. For a barking dog like Tang Tian, you have to give him some color, otherwise Tang Tian will think that he is easy to bully, and it will only be more troublesome in the future. You can defeat me with one move, right? Okay, come on. I really want to see how you can defeat me with one move. Tang Tian became arrogant again. The reason was simple. He felt that in a pure competition of strength, maybe Lin Yang was really stronger than him. After all, Lin Yang had easily defeated Muan before. But if Lin Yang wants to defeat him with one move, he finds it difficult. After all, he is also the 11th master on the strong list. If Lin Yang couldn't defeat him with one move, wouldn't he be able to seize the opportunity and strike back hard against Lin Yang? In other words, as long as Lin Yang doesn't defeat him with one move, he will win. This head-breaking, you can fight, you can make money. The two teammates who were blocking Tang Tian looked at each other and let go of Tang Tian. It's not like they have no vision. It's almost impossible to reconcile Lin Yang and Tang Tian in front of them through words. But it's okay. This manly man can be easily solved. If you have any dissatisfaction, just have a fight. Anyway, they have come this way before. Lin Yang smiled faintly and was about to ask Tang Tian to follow him outside the restaurant. However, before Lin Yang could speak, Tang Tian over there seemed to have thought of something, and he immediately added, the premise is that you are not allowed to use that light attack that can blind other people's eyes. Yes, if you want to fight, then fight in an upright manner, and don't use such dirty methods. You can't even use the move that can knock people away. You have to fight it with dignity, yes. Tang Tian seemed to be afraid of not being able to make it in time. He kept adding supplementary information with his mouth like a machine gun. Quote. The members of the Gods team and Shang Renxin looked at Tang Tian with expressions of contempt. If nothing works, then why don't you just tie up your hands and feet and then beat you? Lin Yong also laughed a little. The 11th master on the strong list, that's it. But he didn't mind and nodded lightly, okay. Lin Yong knew that Tang Tian's strength seemed to be at the lower level of the 5th level or the intermediate level of the 5th level. In short, he was much weaker than Murong Feng. Even if he didn't use the Sun Fist and Shinra Tianzhong, it wouldn't be any difficult for him to defeat Tang Tian with one move. Hiss. The members of the Gods team and Shang Renxin were all a little surprised when they found that Lin Yong had agreed. Do you really want to defeat Tang Tian with one move? Junior brother Lin Yong, brother Yang is too fierce, right? Luo Saidong was not surprised. She had absolute confidence in Lin Yang's strength. If Lin Yong said he could defeat Tang Tian with one move, he could definitely defeat him with one move. Finally, the first class came out of the restaurant. The street outside the restaurant is quite wide, and there is not much traffic at this time, which is enough for Lin Yong and Tang Tian to perform. You can defeat me with one move, right? I want to see how you can defeat me with one move without using those weird moves. A sneer appeared on Tang Tian's lips, his eyes focused, and a surge of ice energy burst out. It's not that he is arrogant. He feels that Lin Yong can't defeat him in one move without using Sun Fist and Shinra Tianzhong. It turns out to be an Ice Awakener. Lin Yong could tell. He seemed to have thought of something interesting, and a playful smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. You are an awakened person of the ice element, right? How about I use the ice element to play with you? Lin Yang's idea is very simple. No, he just obtained the A-level ice skill, Xuanbing Longxiang. He hasn't used it yet, so he can practice it with Tang Tian. What did you say? Ice element, you want to use ice element to fight me? Tang Tian thought he heard wrongly, and he looked shocked. Next to them, Shang Renxin and the other members of the Gods team were also a little surprised. Did I hear you correctly? Ice. This. Junior brother Lin Yong, does he have an ice talent? Oh my god, when I saw junior brother Lin Yong pouring out the thunder, fire, wind and light elements, I was shocked to the point where my worldview collapsed. I didn't expect that junior brother Lin Yong actually had a talent for the ice element. Isn't this too exaggerated? It turns out that brother Yang has an ice talent. But why haven't I seen him use it before? Only Luo Saidong was not too surprised. After all, she had sensed ice energy in Lin Yong not long ago. But she was a little curious, when did Lin Yong awaken the ice element for the second time? Obviously, when she pestered Lin Yong to show her one hand of fire and one of ice, Lin Yong didn't even show it to her. Or is it that Lin Yong has awakened a long time ago and is deliberately trying to seduce her without showing off? Yes, ice type. Lin Yong raised the corners of his mouth slightly, and his eyes suddenly condensed. Boom! A surge of ice energy burst out from his body, actually freezing the ground within 5 meters around him, covering it with a thick layer of ice. Wow! This shocked the 3 Shang Renxin and the members of the Gods team. The ice energy that Lin Yong burst out was much stronger than Tang Tian in terms of intensity and power. It is no exaggeration to say that it is a crushing level. Oh my god, it turns out that junior brother Lin Yong really has ice talent, and his ice talent is so powerful. But why didn't he use it during today's game? Brother Yang is awesome, this ice ability is even stronger than that Tang Tian. Luo Saidong's beautiful eyes suddenly lit up. She could feel that Lin Yang's ice element was much stronger than the fire element. Now that Lin Yong has both ice and fire elements, wouldn't her little wish of ice plus fire elements be able to? On the other hand, Tang Tian's face looked a little ugly. I didn't expect this guy's ice element to be stronger than mine. But despite this, he didn't want to admit defeat. He stretched out his right hand, and a burst of ice energy quickly gathered, and finally condensed into something similar to an ice blade. Why do we say, similar? Because the quality is really not that good, the skate is just shapeless, not sharp, not cool, and looks pretty ugly. Even if your ice element is stronger than mine, it's still impossible to defeat me with just one move. Tang Tian held the ice blade and pointed the blade at Lin Yang, trying to make himself stronger. Your ice element can only condense these things. Lin Yang smiled. Let me show you what the ultimate ice power is. Zan Bing Long Shang. Lin Yang's eyes narrowed and he raised his right hand to the sky. Boom. At that moment, an unprecedented amount of ice energy soared into the sky like a huge wave, and quickly transformed into 5 black ice dragons that were hundreds of meters long. The ice dragon ascended into the sky, hovered in midair, and then suddenly flipped down. Finally, the 5 black ice dragons stopped about 3 meters above Lin Yang's head. Their eyes were all aimed at the tiny Tang Tian in front of them, and they felt a sense of oppression. The members of the gods team were stunned on the spot. Shang Renxin and the other 3 were so shocked that their eyes almost popped out. The ice energy that Lin Yang burst out just now was indeed very tyrannical, but they didn't expect Lin Yang to be able to use such a terrifying ice energy move. I'm afraid ordinary 6th level ice powerhouses may not be able to pull off this battle, right? This is so ridiculously strong. Compare the 5 ice dragons on Lin Yang's side and the ice blades held by Tang Tian on his side. Not only are they weak, but they are also extremely shabby. Whether it's the level of power or the level of gorgeousness, they are all different. Wow, what's happening? Even Luo Sidong was shocked by Lin Yang again. She didn't expect Lin Yang to create such an exaggerated 5 ice dragons. This Lin Yang, how strong is he? Originally, after almost a month of getting along, Luo Sidong felt that she already knew Lin Yang very well. But now, she discovered that it was not the case at all. It was as if she could never guess how strong Lin Yang was. What happened over there? Is anyone going to fight? Hey, darling, what is that? There must be a conflict between level 6 and level 7 powerhouses over there, right? Because the 5 giant black ice dragons were so spectacular, they attracted the attention of many passers-by. Some of the awakened ones who were reasonably strong and courageous immediately ran over to watch the fun. As for Tang Tian, he seemed to be frightened, his eyes were frightened, his face was pale, and he couldn't move. Clang! At that moment, the knocking ice knife he was holding slipped from his hand and fell to the ground. Yes, he was so scared that his hands and feet were weak. After all, he is different from Luo Sidong, Shang Renxin and others. Everyone else at the scene had the attitude of watching the show. Even though Lin Yang's 5 ice dragons looked scary, they were only shocked at most. And what about him? He is the person involved. Those 5 ice dragons are eyeing the target. This feeling of oppression is completely incomparable. Now being stared at by Lin Yang's 5 black ice dragons, he felt like his little heart was going to explode. Ahead, Lin Yang had already seen Tang Tian's stunned look, and the corners of his mouth were slightly raised. He was very satisfied with Tang Tian's frightened expression. This is the effect he wants. Even though the Xuanbing dragon soaring in a certain sky is not a very powerful fighting skill, in terms of appearance and pressure, it is definitely top-notch. He felt that, let alone a 5th level low-level person like Tang Tian, even a peak 5th level powerhouse or even a 6th level powerhouse would be stunned by the sight of his 5 black ice dragons. Are you still fighting? Lin Yang took a step forward and his eyes fell on Tang Tian, his eyes full of domineering. Tang Tian was so frightened that he couldn't speak. He opened his mouth and opened and closed but nothing came out. Lin Yang frowned, and he snapped his fingers, and the 5 black ice dragons moved forward and surrounded Tang Tian from 5 directions. The 5 black ice dragons were less than 2 meters away from Tang Tian. The sense of oppression skyrocketed. Didn't you hear what I said? I ask you, do you still want to fight? Lin Yang took a step forward again, his eyes became more domineering and even stronger. Tang Tian was frightened. His legs went weak and he collapsed on the ground. No. No more fight, no more fight. Tang Tian's eyes were straight, showing fear. He was afraid, and quickly shook his head and waved his hands. I give up, I give up. And his crotch was actually wet. Scared to the point of peeing. Chapter 91. In fact, Tang Tian cannot be blamed for this. Even though he is the 11th master on the list of strongest men in the Gods Training Academy, and he often goes to and from occupied areas to practice, but in the final analysis, he is just a young man of 21 or 2. How terrifying are Lin Yang's 5 black ice dragons? To put it bluntly, that array is probably even more exaggerated than the ultimate move of a 7th level ice powerhouse. How strong is this sense of oppression? How terrible. How could he bear it? Brother Yang is so awesome. He actually scared that Tang Tian into surrendering without even having to fight. Anyone who faces this kind of ice-type ultimate move will surrender. Classmate Lin Yang is so strong. He actually defeated senior brother Tang Tian without even a fight. The 3 people next to them, Shang Renxin, all had shocked expressions on their faces. The members of the Gods team were also full of amazement, but they also noticed a detail that Shang Renxin and the others did not notice. Hey, did you see that? That guy Tang Tian was so scared that he peed. Shish, it's good if you know it. If the junior brothers and sisters hear it, I'm afraid Tang Tian won't have to hang around in the school anymore. Aren't you surprised that junior brother Lin Yang's move, Ice Dragon, this is a bit ridiculously strong. It's not outrageous, it's just a change of attitude. Junior brother Lin Yang is so strong that he has a change of attitude. I'm afraid that even the top 5 on the list of strong men, no, those in the top 3 may not be Lin Yang. Junior brother's opponent. You're admitting defeat, right? Okay. Lin Yang nodded slightly, flicked his right hand, and the 5 black ice dragons in the midair slowly dissipated. Just at this moment, a man squeezed in from the crowd of onlookers. What happened? After the man ran over, he asked with a slightly nervous expression. This man is none other than Pang Gang, the team mentor of the Gods team. He drove here and was a little late due to traffic jam. Just now, when he was on his way over, he suddenly saw 5 huge ice dragons appearing in the air near the restaurant. This startled him, so he hurriedly ran over. When he arrived here, he discovered that the 5 black ice dragons were actually created by Lin Yang, and Tang Tian seemed to have had some conflict with Lin Yang, and was almost beaten by Lin Yang's 5 ice dragons. Fortunately, Tang Tian surrendered in the end and avoided being brutally tortured by Lin Yang. As a teacher at the Gods Training Academy and the team mentor of the Gods team, Pang Gang naturally had to figure out what was going on. Teacher Pang, you are finally here. When the members of the Gods team saw Pang Gang, they all looked relieved and quickly went up to tell Pang Gang the situation just now. They didn't favor anyone. They said whatever the actual situation was. It was just that Tang Tian seemed to dislike Lin Yang and had to stir up trouble, which finally angered Lin Yang and led to the conflict. Pang Gang's face turned dark after hearing this. He turned to Tang Tian with a serious face. Tang Tian, what are you doing? Lin Yang helped the school and the team win such an important game. He has contributed so much, and he is still your junior brother. Even if you don't treat me politely, why are you still causing trouble for classmate Lin Yang? Has classmate Lin Yang provoked you in any way? Tang Tian was in the wrong. In addition, he was frightened by Lin Yang and wet his pants. His energy was gone. He was scolded by Pang Gang to the point where he could not utter a single word. His expression was extremely embarrassing. Well, Teacher Pang, in fact, you can't blame senior brother Tang Tian for this. Pang Gang wanted to continue to criticize severely, but at this time, Shang Renxin came out. He shrank his head, as if he wanted to be a peacemaker. Tang Tian was a little confused at the time. Did this guy want to put in a good word for me? Real or fake? Is he so kind? Perhaps, Teacher Pang, you don't know that senior brother Tang Tian has a rather narrow-minded character. No, during the day he lost to Marong Feng of the Tiandu University team, but our classmate Lin Yang won easily. He will be jealous and will not happy. This is actually normal. Although he provoked classmate Lin Yang and made trouble for nothing, it was indeed excessive. However, he was also frightened by classmate Lin Yang's ice-type ultimate move. He was so scared that he peed his pants. He was already very embarrassed and miserable. So Pang instructor, please don't criticize him too much, otherwise he may lose his last bit of dignity. Shang Renxin was a little nervous. He usually tried to persuade him to fight, but this was the first time he helped someone plead for mercy and put in a good word. I don't know if it can be done as well as trying to stop a fight. Puff. Lin Yang couldn't hold himself any longer. Monitor, squad monitor, you are worthy of being the monitor, ha ha ha. Next to him, Luo Sidong and the members of the Gods team couldn't help laughing. Quote. On the other hand, Tang Tian almost spit out a mouthful of blood. By the way, don't you want to put in a good word for me? You are obviously rubbing salt into my wounds. If you don't know how to beg, then don't beg. Please shut up, please. Pang Gang was also a little embarrassed, but with what Jing Shang Renxin said, he probably understood why Tang Tian wanted to provoke Lin Yang, and it was just jealousy. Tang Tian, you have gone too far. Now, apologize to me and classmate Lin Yang immediately. As a team mentor, Pang Gang has always made a clear distinction between right and wrong. Tang Tian made a mistake in this matter, so he must admit his mistake. Otherwise, he will not only consider kicking Tang Tian out of the Gods team, but also report the matter to the school and let Tang Tian accept the school's punishment. Tang Tian felt wronged and felt guilty. In addition, he was frightened by Lin Yang's Zan Bing Longxiang and broke his defense. He had no confidence at all and could only apologize to Lin Yang. In the end, Pang Gang let Tang Tian leave. First, considering that Tang Tian had nothing to stir up trouble, his staying would affect everyone's mood during the meal. Secondly, Tang Tian's body smells like urine, which affects everyone's appetite for food. Early morning, under the bright moonlight, a dark shadow sneaked into the apartment complex. Not that kind of black shadow of a person, but a weird black shadow like a shadow sneaking on the ground. Obviously, this is a supernatural talent. Finally, the black shadow entered the apartment where Lin Yang and Luo Sidong lived. At that moment, the black shadow on the floor disappeared, and two people appeared here. It is a dark type innate skill that allows you and your companions to turn into shadows and sneak into any place in the darkest way in the most secretive way. The two guys who sneaked in were both tall men in their mid-30s. The two looked at each other and communicated in an almost inaudible voice. This doesn't seem to be a student dormitory, right? That kid lives here. Are you sure you remember correctly? I remember correctly. According to the information I investigated, that boy does not live in the student dormitory, but in this apartment with the dean's daughter. You're just a freshman, and you're living with a girl. And you're also living with the dean's daughter. Is this such a big deal? It's not like living together, it seems like it's just a shared apartment. The person who answered took out a photo, and there was a breathtakingly beautiful girl in the photo, who turned out to be Luo Sidong. The dean's daughter is quite beautiful. Why don't we wait until we kill that kid? The man said, showing an evil smile. Okay, then you come first or me first. It's not impossible to do it together. Haha, you kid. Obviously, the two of them came to kill Lin Yang. The two of them are two of the 8 major cadres of the Tianpu organization, Varda and Ding Lian. The Tianpu organization already knew about Mo Li's failed assassination attempt. This time, the senior cadre personally took action. And he also brought another cadre with him. This is what the leader of their organization ordered. The leader of the Tianpu organization has one idea: anyone who dares to kill their organization must die. Even if the opponent seems to be very strong and has to send out cadres to kill him, his character set up by the Heavenly Punishment Organization and Yezhui must retaliate cannot be destroyed. Otherwise, I am afraid that more and more awakened people and awakened organizations will not take their Heavenly Punishment Organization seriously in the future. This time, the Heavenly Punishment Organization also learned the lesson and chose to assassinate instead of confronting Lin Yang. In the early hours of the morning, everyone was asleep, so that was the best time to start. Warda and Ding Lian slowly approached Lin Yang's room. Then the boy lives in this room, right? Yes, let's confirm the situation first. If there's no movement inside, it means he's asleep. Let's cut through the mess quickly. Well, I'm not making any excuses. It's only 1 o'clock in the morning. Are you sure he's really asleep? Varda asked. Actually, I think it might be better to come here at 3 or 4 o'clock. Why does it need to be so late? Ding Lian rolled his eyes. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so he must have slept. Otherwise, what is he doing if he doesn't sleep so late? Could it be that he is having if he doesn't sleep? The two of them had arrived at the door of Lin Yang's room, but before Ding Lian could finish speaking, a girl's cry suddenly came from inside. It's quite exciting. Ah, ah, quote. The two of them were immediately stunned. Didn't you say he was sleeping? How could he be sleeping here? He was clearly crackling. Okay. Varda was a little dumbfounded. He didn't expect Lin Yang to be so fierce and still doing it at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm just talking about the normal situation. Who would have expected that boy to be so promiscuous? Ding Lian was also a little unable to hold himself tight. Are you still doing this at 1 o'clock in the morning? Isn't it too exciting? Too much. So, the girl he had with Varda seemed to have thought of something, and his expression was a little constipated. Forehead. Ding Lian's expression also felt a little painful. Originally, they wanted to have a taste of the dean's daughter after killing Lin Yang. Unexpectedly, someone had already taken advantage of it. Oh no, someone had taken the first taste. Heartache. It hurts so much that I can't breathe. Sounds continued coming from inside. Is this the end? Come on, Lin Yang, let's continue, okay. Still going on. We've been doing this for 2 hours. Quote. Quote. Varda and Ding Lian were dumbfounded again. Did you do it for 2 hours? Was it so intense? However, it was obvious that the two of them had misunderstood. In the room, Lin Yang was just using the Sun Fist improvement method to help Luo Saidong improve his divine attributes. It's late now, it's time to go to bed, Lin Yang said and wanted to get up. No, Lin Yang, how about, we can do it for another half hour or 10 minutes. Luo Saidong said coquettishly. Quote. Quote. Varda and Ding Lian outside the door made everyone dumbfounded. 2 hours of doing it was not enough. It will take another half hour. This mud horse. No, is this little girl so exaggerated and so hungry? No, it's too late. Let's come back tomorrow. Lin Yang, actually I have something that I wanted to tell you a long time ago. Luo Saidong saw that the coquettish tactic had little effect, so he changed his tactics and came up with a trick. Don't look at me like this, but I am actually very rich. So, you don't have to work so hard to kill ferocious beasts in occupied areas in the future. If you need money, just tell me. Okay, let's do this for another 10 minutes. Hey, Lin Yang, you are so nice. Quote. Quote. Varda and Ding Lian outside the door were dumbfounded again. Even if she is young and beautiful and has a good figure, she is also a rich woman. Soft and cute. Are there any subsidized benefits of juicing? This is too much. Ah, Luo Saidong's voice came from inside again. Quote. Quote. Warda and Ding Lian were so envious that Keel turned purple. I recall that when they were young, they could only be used as licking dogs and spare tires. This is so different. Jealousy changes people beyond recognition. Ding Lian's eyes began to glow fiercely. He pulled out the short knife from his thigh and winked at Varda. It means, take advantage of the moment to rush in and kill that kid. He felt that now that Lin Yang was crackling, that was when he was most relaxed and the best time to launch an attack. Valta made an, okay, gesture, and he naturally knew that Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were having fun now and couldn't get away, so it was the best time to take action. He also pulled a knife from his calf. The two of them counted down with gestures at the same time, 3, 2. When the count reached 1, the two broke through the door instantly. They were all expecting that Lin Yang in the room must be having trouble with Luo Saidong, and they had to kill Lin Yang as quickly as possible before Lin Yang recovered. Kakakaka. However, as soon as the two rushed in, they found that the situation was completely different from what they thought. I don't know what it is, it's like a flashlight, it keeps flashing, and the light is so dazzling. Their eyes were blinded. Ah, my eyes, my eyes. The two of them covered their eyes and screamed in pain. What the hell, what's going on? Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were both startled by the two people who broke in. Something's wrong, they seem to be here to kill us. The next second, Lin Yang saw the clues from the weapons in the hands of the two men, and he immediately reminded Luo Saidong beside him. Exposed, retreat. Ding Lian realized that something was wrong, and quickly used his dark skills, causing him and Valta to dive underground again, turning into a black shadow and escaping. Ding Lian's response was correct, because now both of their eyes were injured by the Sun Fist, and it would be difficult to recover in a short time. Once they face the enemy, that is, Lin Yang attacks them, they will be quite passive. Retreat quickly to minimize damage. Don't even think about running away. Lin Yong would not let Ding Lian and Ding Lian escape. Those were two killers who sneaked in the middle of the night to take his life. They had to kill them quickly while the damage effect of Sun Fist was still there. Whoosh! Lin Yong used 3,000 thunderbolts and turned into a bolt of lightning and chased after him. Lin Yong, that's a dark type move called Shadow Escape. Attacking shadows can also cause actual damage to them. Luo Saidong's shout came from behind. She is not as fast as Lin Yong, so it may be difficult to catch up, but she can still help Lin Yong in her own way. On the street, a shadow-like figure quickly rushed out of the apartment complex and fled at a staggering speed. Not far behind, a figure filled with the power of thunder and lightning chased out. His speed was obviously much faster than the escaping black shadow, and the distance between the two parties quickly narrowed. Finding that the distance was less than 10 meters, Lin Yong, who had already gathered his attack moves, narrowed his eyes slightly and accelerated again. Whoosh! In an instant, he had caught up with the fleeing shadow. Thunder element, Reikiri, Lin Yong shouted coldly, and his right hand filled with the power of thunder and lightning stabbed the fleeing shadow hard. Puff! Red blood splashed, the attack worked. Ah! A cry of pain came from the fleeing shadow. If you listen carefully, you can hear two different voices, namely the voices of Ding Lian and Valta. However, Lin Yang's Reikiri still failed to kill the two of them with one move, and the escaped black shadow still escaped into the sewer next to it. Quote. Lin Yang's expression was a little constipated. Are you so cruel? Okay, you guys are awesome. In the end he had no choice but to give up. There is no way, the sewer is too smelly, and as a mild mysophobia patient, I can't chase it down. Lin Yong. At this time, a figure ran over. Lin Yong turned around and found that it was Luo Saidong. Luo Saidong ran to Lin Yong, panting slightly. Lin Yong, have you dealt with those two people? No. Lin Yong shook his head and pointed to the blood stain on the ground. From the location where Lin Yang's lightning strike hit, all the way to the sewer, the blood trail was 5 or 6 meters long. My attack hit them. They should have been injured, but they still escaped into the sewer. Lin Yang's expression was a little regretful. Luo Saidong squatted down and carefully observed the long blood stain. The amount of bleeding is quite large. Lin Yong, what tricks did you use to attack them? Reikiri. Lin Yong had told Luo Saidong about the moves such as Thundercut and Sandstorm Burial. Rage. Luo Saidong nodded and stood up. Then I think they won't survive. Why? Lin Yong was stunned. Because when the Dark Awakener uses Shadow Escape, the defense is at its weakest, which is almost the same as the undefended relaxed state. And your Reikiri can penetrate even Luo Yong's Dragon Bone Shield, penetrating damage. You can imagine how high it is. Luo Saidong analyzed. So that blow was basically equivalent to penetrating their bodies. Even if they did not die, they were seriously injured and on the verge of death. In this case, the chance of survival is estimated to be no more than 20%. Quote. I see. Lin Yong nodded. He wanted to say something else. But at this moment, a figure soared from the sky and landed in front of the two of them. Dean. When Lin Yong saw the man, he was stunned for a moment. It was obvious that the person who fell from midair was Dean Luo PC. Luo Saidong was also a little surprised. She walked up and said, Dad, why are you here? Just now I sensed two strong auras sneaking into the school and headed towards your apartment, so I came here to check on the situation. Luo PC looked at the two of them. What about you? Why did you run out in the middle of the night? Did you also sense those two breaths? Lin Yong and Luo Saidong looked at each other, and they felt that the aura Luo PC was talking about should be the ones who broke in through the door just now, Warda and Ding Lian. No, we were attacked. What, you were attacked? Luo PC's face was startled. Lin Yong nodded and explained. The opponents are two 5th level strongmen, and their strength has reached the 5th level advanced level. If I guess correctly, the two auras you sensed, Dean, should be them. It turns out those two guys are coming after you, no wonder. Only then did Luo PC suddenly realize, and then he became a little uneasy. Now, where are the two guys who attacked you? Do you know who they are? They fled into the sewers. Luo Saidong pointed to the sewer nearby. Quote. Luo PC was a little stunned. He thought he heard wrongly. they escaped into the sewer. To be honest, Luo PC was a little dumbfounded. After talking about so many places, why did he escape into the sewer? Doesn't it stink? Not dirty. Hey, yeah, they were injured by Lin Yang at that time, and their speed couldn't match Lin Yang, so they had no choice but to escape to the nearest sewer. Luo Sidong nodded and pointed at the long blood stain. Escape. Luo PC heard the key point. So, they are Dark Awakeners. Yes, otherwise the sewer is so narrow, how could two people get in? Luo Sidong nodded. Then do you know who they are? I'm not sure. Lin Yang, do you know who they are? Luo Sidong looked at Lin Yang. They are obviously here to kill us, so there is a high probability that they have some grudge against us. Lin Yang pinched his chin and speculated. As for those who have had grudges with us and are relatively strong, I can only think of the Heavenly Punishment Organization. The Heavenly Punishment Organization, is that the troublemaker organization that wants to get involved in any bad thing? Luo PC frowned. Taking the shitstick organization. Several black lines appeared on Lin Yang's head. He was a little ashamed of what Luo PC called the Heavenly Punishment Organization. Obviously, when Luo Sidong told him about the Heavenly Punishment Organization before, it was still an evil organization with an evil nature and a vengeful nature. It sounded like a full-scale evil organization. But when it came to Luo PC, it turned into a troublemaker organization that couldn't get on the stage. This difference is a bit big. But if you think about it carefully, it's not surprising. After all, the Tianpu organization is a greater deterrent to ordinary awakened people who are not very strong and don't have any big forces behind them. The dean of a top university like Luo PC, as well as an important figure in the Rolos tribe, an organization led by a 6th-level powerhouse, is indeed not that powerful. Even in comparison, in front of the Gods Training Academy and the Rolos tribe, the Tianpu organization is not very impressive. So, you were attacked by them while you were sleeping, right? That was really dangerous. If at that time, Luo PC guessed the situation, and he felt it was a bit thrilling. No, Dean, I was working overtime at the time, and we discovered them as soon as they broke in. Lin Yang shook his head. Ah, working overtime. Luo PC seemed to have thought of something, and his expression was a little shocked. Yes, I added 2 hours. Lin Yang looked helpless. She was still not satisfied with the result and asked me to add another half hour. It's not enough to add. 2 more hours. And, you need to add another half hour. Luo PC's eyes widened, with a shocked expression. Is my daughter so exaggerated? At the same time, he was a little heartbroken and almost burst into tears. I said, daughter, are you doing too much? Why hasn't Lope been in school these days? It's because of Luo Sidong. Who is Luo Sidong? That was a once-in-a-century chance for the Lolos tribe to encounter a super genius who had awakened the divine system. She was related to a century-old plan of the Lolos tribe. So how important is Luo Sidong to the Lolos tribe? Now that Luo Sidong and Lin Yang are in a situation like that, how could the clan not pay attention to it? Even the day the clan learned about the situation, they called Luo PC back as a sinner as soon as possible, and Luo Karen also sprayed Luo PC with a bloody head. Therefore, Luo PC's life during this period was not too difficult. He was severely criticized by all parties in the clan, which was very distressing. But even so, he still assured his father Luo Karen and other high-ranking officials in the clan that even if Lin Yang didn't act appropriately, his daughter Luo Sidong would act appropriately, so there was no need to worry. But now, this nudityless one is clearly her daughter Luo Sidong. 2 hours of overtime work is not enough, I have to add another half hour. Has this mud horse changed a bit? The most terrible thing is that tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, my father Luo Karen will come over to check on the situation. Daughter, Lin Yang, you should be more restrained. Luo PC's face hurt. Luo Sidong, Lin Yang. The next morning, headquarters of the Heavenly Punishment Organization. At this moment, Tiancheng, the leader of the Tianpu organization, and Di Shi, the deputy leader, were enjoying tea. Tiancheng looked at his watch and was a little surprised. It's been all night, why haven't Varda and Ding Lian responded to the message? Isn't it common sense to report as soon as possible after completing the task? Di Shi's expression was a bit painful. Well, Brother Cheng, I have something to say, I don't know whether I should say it or not. What? Tiancheng asked. I think it's better to forget about that guy named Lin Yang in Guangzhong City. She thought for a while and said, you see, Mo Li couldn't deal with that kid before, but he was easily killed by him. This shows that the kid is very strong, compared with someone who has reached the 5th level or even above at a young age. It is not a cost-effective thing to oppose a strong person. Shi had a bad premonition. He always felt that if their heavenly punishment organization continued to waste away like this, he would be wasted. Just forget it. How is this possible? Tiancheng frowned. If you take revenge, you must take revenge. This is the style of our Tianpu organization. If that kid dares to kill someone from our organization, he will die. And he is dead. Warda and Ding Lian have already passed and will bring his head back. Well, I always think that kid is not that easy to deal with. Several black lines appeared on Shi's head. Look, Warda and Ding Lian haven't come back yet, maybe they also. How can it be? Tiancheng interrupted directly and sneered. Varda and Ding Lian are the 2 major cadres of our organization, and their strength has reached the 5th level. Let them join forces to deal with a boy who is less than 20 years old. Missed. Absolutely impossible. It's not good, Chief, something bad is going to happen. However, before Tiancheng finished speaking, an organization member ran in with a worried look on his face. What's wrong? I'm so panicked. Is someone dead or a building collapsed? Tiancheng looked unhappy. Yes, people are dead. Cadres Warda and Ding Lian are both dead. The member nodded quickly. What? Valta and Ding Lian are dead. Tiancheng's face changed. How did they die? Where did they die? Going back to the leader, they died in the sewers. They died so stinkingly. Oh no, they died so miserably. Tiancheng was stunned. Died in the sewer. What the hell is this? Died in the sewers. Are you kidding me? How could they, 2 5th level high-level experts, die in the sewers? Tiancheng's face turned dark. He felt that his subordinate was just talking nonsense. The subordinate was frightened and said quickly, Chief, I didn't lie. Cadres Warda and Ding Lian really died in the sewers. We have found their bodies. Have all the bodies been found? Tiancheng's face was startled, and then he realized the seriousness of the matter. He quickly asked, then how did they die? How could they die under the sewer? I don't know exactly how they died, but the bodies of officers Warda and Ding Lian were badly chewed. I think they might have been bitten to death by some rat-like beasts in the sewers. The subordinate shrank his head and expressed his guess. Tiancheng couldn't stand it any longer. Will these 2 5th level high-level experts be bitten to death by those 1st and 2nd level rat-like ferocious beasts? What the hell are you kidding me about? I'm not lying, leader. Their bodies were indeed eaten by ferocious beasts. Maybe they were. Okay, shut up. Tiancheng is a little impatient. Anyway, he absolutely does not believe that the 2 major cadres of his Tianpu organization will be bitten to death by rat beasts. It will be embarrassing for this mud horse to be revealed. Brother Chang, could it be that they failed their mission? They were seriously injured and finally hid in the sewers. It happened that they encountered a rat-like beast at that time, and that's why. Mentioned a possibility. Mission failed. You mean, 2 5th level senior powerhouses, Varda and Ding Lian, can't defeat that boy who is less than 20 years old? Tiancheng thought it was ridiculous. Shi didn't say anything, but he felt it was possible. Wasn't Mo Li killed easily before? Maid, 2 more of my cadres died. Tiancheng seemed to be in a state of panic. He shouted to his subordinate, check for me quickly. Find out how Valta and Ding Lian died. Yes, leader. After the subordinate finished speaking, he turned around and ran away. Shi's expression was a bit constipated, and he sighed. It seems that this organization has to withdraw. Tisk, I have to change jobs again. I don't know how many times I have jumped. 5:30 in the afternoon. Guangzhong City Commercial Pedestrian Street. 4 young boys in their late teens were walking side by side. 2 of them were wearing the uniforms of the Gods Cultivation Academy and were obviously students of the Gods Cultivation Academy. The other 2 were wearing ugly and starved overalls respectively. They looked like they were delivery boys. In fact, the 4 of them are close buddies in the same class. 2 people successfully awakened their talents in the awakening ceremony, but 2 people failed to awaken, resulting in the difference in the current situation of the 4 people. However, the relationship between the four of them is very good. They are buddies who are more loyal than their true love fans. They truly live up to their standards and never forget each other. Now the four of them get together from time to time. You talk about your happy college life, and he talks about his hard life as a working man, laughing and crying, reminiscing about the glorious past. Huh, why did you two change your hairstyle? Didn't you guys split your hair in the middle before? Not only have you changed your hairstyle, but you two have also changed your dressing style. What's going on? Are you in love? Lee Junji and Tan Yaoking, the two takeaway boys, found out that the appearance of the two brothers who were studying at the Gods Cultivation Academy had changed a bit, and they were a little curious. Li Ming and Chen Bai, the two freshman students of the Gods Cultivation Academy, both looked mysterious and proud. Oh, you guys have good taste, you actually noticed it. How is it? Isn't it handsome? Brothers, I won't hide it from you. This is the dressing style of our idol Yang Jie. We are imitating him. Isn't it so handsome? Brother Yang, which brother Yang? Is he some new idol? Li Junji and Tan Yaoking both looked puzzled. What idol? No, our taste is not that bad, right? That's right, brother Yang is a super genius in our school. He just helped our school win the exchange match with Tiandu University yesterday. He made 5 major comebacks in the one-on-one duel and the team match was wiped out with one move. It was amazing. And yesterday, too, it's on trending searches and it's very popular. Li Ming and Chen Bai saw that their two brothers were confused. They were a little surprised. Isn't it right? Our brother Yang is so popular. You don't know. Li Junji and Tan Yaoking were both a little embarrassed. Well, we really don't know. Maybe it's because we are ignorant. Li Ming and Chen Bai looked at each other, they both didn't understand. It stands to reason that even if Li Junji and Tan Yaoking are not students of the Gods Cultivation Academy, they can still use their mobile phones to access the internet. It should be impossible for them not to know Lin Yang, the current idol of their school. Boom. The two were about to say something, but at this moment, the ground suddenly began to shake. What's wrong? Is there an earthquake? The four of them were surprised. Bang. Suddenly, the ground not far away exploded. At that moment, a black shadow 7 or 8 meters high broke out of the ground. That was actually a wolf. To be precise, it is a wolf-like beast. Isn't that the third-level ferocious beast, the 6-clawed hyena? How did it get here in the city? All four people recognized him, and their expressions changed with fright. Of course, they were more surprised than shocked. Because generally speaking, most of the ferocious beast incidents that occur in urban areas are relatively low-level first-order ferocious beasts or second-order ferocious beasts. They are small and can enter sewers or underground tunnels. As for the ferocious beasts of level 3 or above, they are too large to enter sewers or underground tunnels. Ah, it's a ferocious beast, run away. Many passers-by also noticed it. They were all frightened and fled in all directions. Roar! The 6-clawed coyote attacked, and it pounced on a young couple nearby who had not recovered yet. Ah, those two people are going to die. Li Ming and Chen Bai currently only have first-level low-level strength, and they are unable to stop the 6-clawed hyena at all. Ah, help, help. Only then did the young couple react, and they were so frightened that their souls flew out. However, they are just ordinary people, and there is no way to avoid the attack of the third-level ferocious beast. Whoosh! Just when everyone thought that the young couple was doomed, a figure rushed in like thunder and lightning, and instantly arrived behind the 6-clawed hyena. Thunder element, Rikiri, puff! A bolt of lightning penetrated the head of the 6-clawed hyena. Blood spattered, the 6-clawed hyena's eyes turned white, and he fell heavily to the ground. Li Ming and Chen Bai were both stunned. When they raised their eyes and saw that familiar figure, their expressions suddenly became excited. It's Brother Yang. Ha ha ha, Brother Yang is so fierce. He killed the 6-clawed hyena in one move. Gee, Guzi, do you see that? That is our idol, Brother Yang. 100,000 yuan, got it. Lin Yang looked at the newly arrived 100,000 yuan on the brave card, and he couldn't help but sigh. Without the God of Wealth brother, Wang Zuan, it is really difficult for him to make money now. Brother Wang, when will you be discharged from the hospital? Brother, I miss you so much. It turns out that handsome guy is the idol you call Brother Yang. He is quite powerful. He can actually kill a third-level ferocious beast with one move. Tisk tisk, no wonder you admire him so much, he is really handsome, good-looking and powerful. Li Junji and Tan Yaoking both nodded silently with sighs on their faces. Yeah, right, Li Ming and Chen Bai were full of pride. Look at what we are wearing, do we look similar to Brother Yang? Are we so handsome? Well, I only saw the high-end version and the low-end version. Ha ha ha, I also feel that you have a feeling of Dong Shi's frequent urination. Dong Shi's imitation. Quote. Quote. At this time, Luo Saidong walked up. She didn't pay much attention to the other people watching. Instead, she frowned at the body of the six-clawed hyena. In her opinion, there is something wrong with the presence of a third-level ferocious beast in the urban area. Saidong, let's go. Good. Hearing Lin Yang's voice, Luo Saidong didn't hesitate anymore and followed Lin Yang and left here together. Not far away, Li Ming and Chen Bai were also kind-hearted. They walked over to see how the young couple was doing. How are you guys? Are you okay? We're fine, it's just that the guy left so fast, and we haven't even said thank you to him yet. The young couple were a little regretful. Lin Yang saved them and was their benefactor, but they didn't even know Lin Yang's name. It was a pity. It's okay. We are in the same school as him, just in the next class. We also have his WeChat. I will send you his WeChat later. You can just add him as a friend and thank him personally. Li Ming said. Really? That's great, thank you. The young couple looked overjoyed. By the way, we still don't know the name of the benefactor, can you tell us? Ah, you don't even know about our brother Yang. Li Ming and Chen Bai were both a little surprised. The two close friends didn't know about it before, but now, even this young couple doesn't know about it either. They found it a bit unbelievable. It stands to reason that Lin Yang has been on the hot search twice, so it's impossible for everyone to know about it. The young couple looked at each other and smiled awkwardly. Well, I'm sorry, we don't know. Li Ming and Chen Bai looked at each other. After this time, they finally understood the situation. Maybe everyone in their school knows Lin Yang now, and is even the idol of the whole school, but outside, such as in the city, even though Lin Yang has been on the hot search twice, not many people seem to know. 7:30 p.m. Lin Yang and Luo Saidong had already finished dinner. Luo Saidong was looking at her mobile phone. She seemed to have seen something extraordinary, and she stood up suddenly with excitement. Oh my god, Lin Yang, please watch Hot Search, something big happened in Jinghai City, a small-scale beast wave actually occurred. Jinghai City, beast tide, isn't it? Lin Yang was a little uneasy after hearing this. He quickly took out his mobile phone and looked at the latest hot news. If you don't know it, Lin Yang was startled when he saw it. There really was a large-scale ferocious beast incident in Jinghai City next door, and a small wave of beasts came. What's going on? It's so good, how could there be a small-scale beast tide in Jinghai City? Lin Yang was a little confused. I'm not very sure. From the speculations of some netizens on the internet, it seems to be related to an organization called Extinction. Luo Saidong said. Extinction. Lin Yang was slightly startled. Yes, it seems that there is a crazy evil organization abroad with the purpose of destroying the world. It has caused many large-scale ferocious beast incidents in many countries, killing tens of millions of people. It is very bad. As he said that, Luo Saidong couldn't help but frown. Lin Yang checked the comment area and saw comments similar to Extinction. There was a general introduction to the evil organization, Extinction. The organization is located in Imelegia. Ah. Lin Yang laughed at that time. Sure enough, no matter which world he went to, he was always a troublemaker. But fortunately, it was discovered in time, and the awakened people from many places went to support it. The small-scale beast tide was solved in less than 3 hours, and no serious casualties were caused. When Luo Saidong said this, something flashed through her mind. She seemed to have thought of something, but suddenly forgot it. It's good that it didn't cause too many casualties. Lin Yang nodded. He didn't hesitate anymore, put down his phone and prepared to take a shower. By the way, Lin Yang, I have something to ask you. Luo Saidong called Lin Yang to stop. What? Lin Yang asked. Actually, it's nothing. I just want to ask, can your Xuanbing Longxiang be used anytime and anywhere? Luo Sidong's smile was a little embarrassed. Almost. What's wrong? No, I just saw that you used the Zon Ice Dragon Soar before and could easily control the 5 ice dragons to fly into the air. I thought it was quite powerful. Luo Sidong was a little embarrassed, but her eyes were shining, as if she was looking forward to it. So I'm thinking that if I sit on the heads of those ice dragons, I should be able to soar in the air. That, Lin Yang, you also know you have to reach the 7th level of strength before you can gather the wings of flight. That takes too long. I want to experience the feeling of flying now, is that okay? Luo Sidong's intention was obvious, let Lin Yang take her to fly. Well, use the ice dragon to take her to fly. Lin Yang understood what Luo Sidong meant, but he didn't care much. It's okay, but controlling the ice dragon to fly in the sky is a bit big, and it may cause panic to the school and everyone. Quote. It's okay, I just need to tell Dad about this. That's okay. Lin Yang smiled. Luo Sidong was the dean's daughter, so his worries were obviously unnecessary. After communicating well, the two arrived outside the apartment. At this moment, Dean Lopesi had a guest at his house. This guest can be called a heavyweight. He is Luo Pisi's father and Luo Sidong's grandfather, Luo Karen. Luo Karen came here because of Luo Sidong's matter. No, his precious granddaughter, a once-in-a-century super genius in the Jian clan, was abducted. How could he ignore her? No matter what, I have to come over and take a look at the situation, and then, depending on the severity of the situation, hold Luo Pisi, the sinner, accountable. The two father and son sat down facing each other. The chessboard was ready, and the two of them planned to chat while playing chess as usual. Luo Karen took the lead in attacking. I'll go first, mount the horse. Luo Pisi responded calmly, with a calm expression. Dad, actually I think your and the patriarch's worries are unnecessary, although Sidong is a bit unreasonable, well, although she is in a relationship with a boy, but it does not mean that it will affect her cultivation. Quote. Even if you fall in love, your mood will improve, and you will be happy every day, it will also help your cultivation. Dad, you may not know that Sidong's cultivation speed has been very fast during this period. Now her strength has reached the peak of the 2nd level, and she will be promoted to the 3rd level soon. Regarding what Luo Pisi said, Luo Karen not only didn't catch a cold, but even scoffed, how can it not affect your practice? I only care about falling in love every day, how can I have the energy to do other things? And you said that Sidong is very happy. How is this possible? These two people are together and quarrel whenever they disagree. How can they be happy? As a grandfather, Luo Karen loved Luo Sidong, his precious granddaughter, so how could he accept that his precious granddaughter was abducted by others so easily? Dad, you quarrel when you don't agree, maybe that's just the situation between you and Mom. Other people may not be like that when they fall in love. There were several black lines in Lope's words. You see, my wife and I are not like that. Quote. Luo Karen's face froze. He seemed a little unable to hold himself up, and subconsciously wanted to refute, but at this time, Luo Pisi's cell phone rang, and there was a call. Luo Pisi picked up the phone and found that the call was from her daughter Luo Sidong. Sidong, what's wrong? Well, okay, Dad knows. After chatting for a while, Luo Pisi hung up the phone. Sidong is looking for you. What's the matter? Luo Karen could also tell that it was his granddaughter Luo Sidong who was calling. Oh no, she just said that she is going to do some fun things with Lin Yang later. There may be a bit of an exaggerated scene in the sky. Let me know in advance and let me inform the school. Don't be too nervous. As Luo Pisi said, he had already sent a message to the inspection team responsible for inspecting the school. Fun thing. What fun thing? Luo Karen was slightly startled. Wouldn't it be clear if we feel it now? Luo Pisi smiled and said, you think I'm right. Sidong is having so much fun now. After speaking, Luo Pisi activated the first form of his elf talent. Yes, he was also curious about what fun things Lin Yang and Luo Sidong were going to do. Anyway, the perception range of his first form can reach 2 kilometers, and he can know the situation of Lin Yang and Luo Sidong while sitting here. Luo Karen snorted. He didn't believe it, but he was a little curious about the situation of Lin Yang and Luo Sidong. so he also activated his first form of elf system to sense the situation over there. Over there, Lin Yang and Luo Sidong had arrived at an open space outside the community. Lin Yang, my father said it's okay. Luo Sidong put down her phone and looked at Lin Yang. Okay. Lin Yang nodded and raised his right hand high. Zan Bing Long Shang. Following Lin Yang's cold shout, a surging ice energy rose into the sky like a huge wave. Oh my god, what's going on with this kid? Luo Karen was shocked, with a shocked expression. How could he have such a huge amount of ice energy? Luo PC was also a little speechless. He knew that Lin Yang's qualifications were incredible, but he never expected that Lin Yang was so talented. This level of ice-based moves may not be possible for a 6th-level powerhouse or even a 7th-level powerhouse. This classmate Lin Yang seems to have become a lot stronger. Luo Karen looked at Luo PC and narrowed his eyes. What I mean is, why are you pretending to be deaf when I ask you a question? Lope smiled dryly and spread his hands. I mean, it's useless for you to ask me, how would I know? Luo Karen. Over there, Lin Yang had already gathered 5 black ice dragons, and he controlled one of them to occupy it. Lin Yang kicked off his legs, jumped onto the head of the black ice dragon, and then stretched out his hand towards Luo Sidong. This dragon riding must be at the head of the dragon. This is also my first time to control the faucet, so I can't guarantee it will be absolutely stable. Lin Yang gave Luo Sidong a vaccination in advance. Don't worry, I can trust your skills. Luo Sidong chuckled. She held Lin Yang's hand and jumped onto the dragon's head. Luo Karen frowned slightly and said in a critical tone, it is such a waste to have such a powerful power and use it to coax girls. Well, I think it's okay. Luo PC was full of approval. Knowing how to please your partner is a plus. This Luo PC has too much say. His wife was very good at pleasing him when they first fell in love. Catwoman, nurse, police sister, tisk tisk, he felt nostalgic just thinking about it. I'm about to fly, hold me tight. Aha, over there, Lin Yang has already controlled the ice dragon to take off. Wow, is this what it feels like to fly? It feels so good. Standing on the dragon's head and soaring at a height of 100 meters was not to mention how exciting it was. Luo Sidong was so excited that he screamed. Lin Yang also sighed, no wonder humans have the dream of flying. The feeling of soaring into the sky is indeed not bad. Luo Karen was still complaining, but if you compare it carefully, you can see that his attitude has softened a lot compared to before. At this time, Luo Sidong seemed to have thought of something fun. She pulled Lin Yang's arm and said with a smile, Lin Yang, why don't we do that? It must be very exciting in midair. Puff. Luo PC, who was drinking tea, squirted out. Cough cough cough. Cough 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 cough. Luo PC almost coughed to death. I said, daughter, I know you like Lin Yang very much, but, you have to pay attention to the occasion. What's wrong? Luo Karen was a little confused. Over there, Lin Yang naturally knew what Luo Sidong was thinking, and he was also a little embarrassed. Here. Are you sure? Lin Yang felt that the little girl Luo Sidong was becoming more and more courageous. She was already very exaggerated in the school's training room, and now she actually wants to come in midair. I'm sure. There's no one around anyway, and it's in midair. I think it should be very exciting. Luo Sidong looked expectant. Quote. Luo Karen didn't understand much at first, but now after listening to Luo Sidong's words, he finally understood why Luo PC sprayed water just now, and his expression was a little stunned. This isn't the situation I understand. Luo Karen looked at Luo PC with a constipated expression. This. Luo PC is a little embarrassed. What do you want him to say? Okay, but remember to hold me tight, otherwise I will fall easily. Lin Yang agreed. He felt that it was really exciting to be in midair. Quote. Luo PC's expression was a little painful. Well, Dad, let's take the perspective back a little, otherwise. Luo Karen retracted his perception range, extending only to the bottom of the ice dragon, but he was a little dumbfounded. Is that really the case? No way. Anyway, you'll find out later. Lope smiled dryly, and he also narrowed the range of perception a little, trying not to be on top of the ice dragon. Luo Karen's expression became even more constipated. He wanted to say something else, but at this time, Lin Yong over there had already started. Sun Fist, continuous fire. Click, 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 click. Ah. Quote. Hearing the voice of his precious granddaughter, Luo K Ninja was stunned. This mud horse is actually real. Lin Yong, don't stop, it's really exciting here. Good. Sun Fist, 100 shots in a row. Ah. Quote. Quote. Luo Karen and Luo PC's chess hands froze. Well, Dad, we still. Luo PC winked at Luo Karen with an embarrassed look, meaning, don't look. Luo K couldn't bear to speak and silently took back the field of perception. So Dad, now you should understand why I said Saidong is very happy. Luo PC added. I also know that Saidong is so happy every day. Quote. Luo Karen was speechless. He didn't understand, but he was shocked. Well, okay, as long as Saidong's cultivation is not delayed, I won't ask anything about her and that Lin Yong. Well, Dad, as long as you understand. Snapped. At this time, Lopez seized the opportunity. General, dead move. Lope was happy. Dad, I won this time. This doesn't count. I was distracted just now. Luo K couldn't hold himself any longer. He had been playing chess with his son Luo PC for so long, and this was the first time he had lost. Dad, you are a bit unkind. Luo PC joked. You brat, haven't you often been like this before? Luo K couldn't bear to care, he just wanted to return the chess piece. Dad, that's different. I used to play chess without regretting it, but now you regret it and don't play it. Luo PC learned something from Lin Yong, he joked with a smile. Snapped. However, Luo Karen slapped him on the head. You brat, try another one. Lope's words. Lin Yong, please be gentle, I'm afraid of pain. Lin Yong, it's a bit deep and it hurts. Okay, I'll be gentle. That's it, Lin Yong, that's it. Don't get me wrong, Lin Yong was piercing Luo Saitong's ears. As for why Lin Yong wanted to pierce Luo Saitong's ears. Complete the mission, obtain the advanced sacrifice, female version of Trojan Holy Elf, unlock A-level healing skills, and receive the blessing of the Holy Elf. By the way, Lin Yong, why did you suddenly want to pierce my ears? Luo Saitong is a little strange. This is not about entering. Oh no, didn't you just say that your ears were a little itchy, so I gave them to you? Lin Yong laughed dryly. You can't blame him, it's all because of the system, which assigned him tasks indifferently. And the content of that mission is nothing like that. The task content is to enter. Lin Yong was about to vomit blood at that time. By the way, do you belong to the Sun God Altar system or the Snake system? Even if you are not serious, you have to have a temper. Fortunately, Lin Yong is smart, so picking out his ears can be regarded as. Did I say that just now? Luo Saitong was stunned for a moment. She remembered that she never said that her ears were itchy. Don't worry about these details. Lin Yong laughed and wandered over. At this time, the golden sacred fire was lit on the altar of the sun god. A rag doll with light blue skin and clasped hands appeared on the altar. Lin Yong naturally knew that it was a holy elf. The first generation girl. Soon, the holy fire burned the rag doll, and the power of the rag doll floated upward and was absorbed by the sun god above. Coming. Lin Yang's eyes trembled, and he felt a surge of healing power coming up. Lin Yong opened the system screen and looked at the effect of Saint Elf's Blessing, and found that it was actually a range-based advanced skill. As long as this skill is activated, all injured people within 100 meters will have their injuries healed instantly. Awesome. Lin Yong was a little surprised. However, he was a little surprised. In his previous life, he was also a poker player, and he roughly remembered the effect of Blessing of the Holy Spirit, as it seemed to only affect oneself. So, this area effect only affects your own teammates. Lin Yong wasn't very sure either, he thought he would have to try to find out. Next, Lin Yong and Luo Saitong entered a commercial plaza. Today is Saturday. There are no classes at school on the weekend, and there is no need to go to the occupied area to practice. The team training is also in the afternoon, so the two of them are relatively free in the morning. It is good to go shopping, eat, and relax occasionally. The two were shopping in the clothing area on the first floor. Luo Sidong planned to buy 2 beautiful skirts. Also, replace a batch of bullock. Luo Sidong didn't know what was going on. She found that she seemed to have gained weight. Even though her weight had not changed, those rocks were a little too big to fit. Now the two enter a clothing store. There were 3 waitresses in the store. The moment they saw Luo Sidong, their eyes lit up, and 2 of them hurriedly walked over to receive him. "This beautiful young lady, what do you want to buy? We have just received a batch of new skirts in the store, do you want to take a look?" Silver hair and blue eyes are the characteristics of the Rolos tribe, and anyone with a discerning eye can recognize them at a glance. Even if they are not awakened people, most people know that the Rolos people are born synonymous with genius and strong, so they are almost the most eye-catching existence no matter where they are. So naturally, for these sales ladies, they are big customers, and they must receive them well. As for Lin Yong, they didn't pay much attention. They thought he was just Luo Sidong's boyfriend, who accompanied Luo Sidong to buy clothes. However, they vaguely felt that Lin Yong looked familiar, but they couldn't remember it for a while. Luo Sidong looked at it for a while and picked out 2 skirts. "Lin Yong, which of these 2 skirts do you think looks better?" I don't know why, but now Luo Sidong likes to ask Lin Yong before doing anything. "Let's go for this one, it will match your hair color." "Okay, let's take this one." Luo Sidong was very happy. She felt that Lin Yong must have made the right choice for her. Luo Sidong picked 2 skirts in total. She took them to the fitting room to see how they would look on her upper body. "Ah, Lin Yong, my zipper is stuck, please come in and help me." Luo Sidong's voice came from the fitting room, and the zipper on her back was stuck. Okay, Lin Yong seemed to be used to it and didn't care at all. Luo Sidong forgot to take clothes when he took a shower before, and he even opened the door and handed Luo Sidong clothes. Lin Yong walked into the fitting room and unzipped Luo Sidong. Next to them, the 3 sales ladies were chatting and gossiping. "Hey, don't you think that brother is so handsome?" "He is indeed handsome, but he already has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend is a girl from the Lolos tribe, so don't try to make other people's ideas. And you are almost 30, do you think old cows eat young grass?" "Ha ha ha. I always think that handsome guy looks familiar. I seem to have seen him somewhere, but I just can't remember." "Do you feel the same way?" "Me too." The 3 of them were chatting when they suddenly noticed that the fitting room over there seemed to be shaking. "Am I not dazzled? The fitting room seems to be moving." "You're not dazzled, I saw it too, it can't be so fierce, can it?" "I'll give it a try, it's an eye-opener." The 3 of them were all stunned. They had heard about the bad clothes warehouse incident before, and they still didn't believe it. They didn't expect that it actually happened in front of them now. The fitting room that Lin Yong and Luo Sidong entered was really shaking, and it was quite violent. No, even if they are really inside, no matter how loud the movement is, it won't make the whole fitting room shake, right? Why not? That girl is from the Lolos tribe, so she must be an awakened one, so that handsome guy must be an awakened one too. It's not surprising that the battle between the awakened ones shook the entire fitting room. Are the awakened ones that powerful? I haven't tried it yet. As the 3 of them chatted, their expressions turned out to be a little envious. But the next second, they realized something was wrong. No, it's not the fitting room that's shaking, it seems like our entire store is shaking. Yes, look at the ground. The floor is moving, it seems like there's an earthquake. The 3 of them noticed that the entire store was shaking, and their faces suddenly became panicked. Emergency notice. Emergency notice. A vicious beast has appeared in the mall. The situation is very critical. Please leave the mall as soon as possible. Please leave the mall as soon as possible. At this time, the radio suddenly sounded. What? There is a vicious beast in the mall. At that moment, the store manager and the 3 sales ladies were all frightened. Bang! However, before the 4 of them could do anything, the ground at the door of the shop suddenly exploded. The moment stone fragments flew into the air, a ferocious beast more than 2 meters high burst out of the ground. The moment they saw the ferocious beast, the store manager and the 3 sales ladies were so frightened that their faces changed. Ah, it's a ferocious beast, it's a ferocious beast. It was a ferocious ape-like beast, with white hair all over its body, red eyes, a mouth full of fangs, and a very ferocious expression. Its 2 arms are very long, and if they are laid flat, they can even hang to the ground. This is the second-level ferocious beast, the long-armed white ape. It's a gibbon. Run, run. Many customers visiting shopping malls nearby saw it. They were frightened and ran away one after another. Ah, store manager, that vicious beast is at the door. What should we do? The 3 sales girls also wanted to escape, but they had no choice. The gibbon was right at the door of the store. If they ran out rashly, they would probably be attacked by the gibbon and die. But if they didn't escape, they would be doomed once the gibbon rushed in, so they didn't know what to do at all, and they were all panicking. This. However, the store manager is just an ordinary person, and she doesn't know what to do. Roar. Just when the 4 people were extremely panicked, the white gibbon had noticed the 4 people inside. It roared and rushed towards the 4 people. Ah, it's over. We're dead. The 4 people were so scared that they hugged each other and burst into tears. Thunder in the palm. Boom. At the moment when the white gibbon rushed in front of the 4 people and opened its mouth to eat them, a burst of lightning power shot out and hit the white ape with great accuracy. The white gibbon screamed and was knocked away by the power of thunder and lightning. The white ape flew upside down for 2 or 3 meters. It fell heavily to the floor, covered in black smoke, and could no longer move. Obviously, it had been killed by the lightning power. The store manager and the 3 sales ladies were stunned, and turned their heads to look in the direction of the thunder and lightning force. There happened to be the fitting room where Lin Yang and Luo Saidong were. At this moment, Lin Yang and Luo Saidong had come out, both outside the fitting room. Luo Saidong looked at the body of the gibbon ape not far away, and her pretty eyebrows frowned slightly. What is going on? How could a ferocious beast appear in the mall? Lin Yang put down his hand. It's very noisy outside, something seems to have happened. It was that handsome guy who saved us. He is indeed the awakened one. The store manager still has some eyesight. She saw Lin Yang's actions just now and knew that it was Lin Yang who attacked the gibbon. It seems that these young lovers are both awakened. We can be saved. Yeah, I'm so excited, we don't have to die. The 3 sales ladies all looked happy. At this time, the broadcast was still ringing continuously. Everyone who is still in the mall, please pay attention, a vicious beast incident has occurred in the mall, please leave the mall immediately, please leave the mall immediately. It seems that ferocious beasts have appeared in other parts of the mall. Lin Yang, are we going to deal with those ferocious beasts? Luo Saidong looked at Lin Yang. As an awakened person, she had the responsibility to fight against the ferocious beasts, but she still habitually asked Lin Yang for his opinion first. Lin Yang was about to speak, but at this time, the store manager and the 3 sales ladies had already ran over. Handsome guy, beautiful girl, I know you are awakened ones, but something seems to have happened here in the mall now. We want to leave the mall, can you protect us? Handsome guys, beauties, please protect us, we don't want to die. Handsome guys, beauties, please save us, please. The 4 of them looked at Lin Yang and Luo Saidong with pleading faces. Lin Yang thought for a while, let's leave here first and see what's going on outside. Lin Yang didn't say too much. Even with his current strength, he could kill a 5th-level ferocious beast, but he wouldn't promise it easily. Just follow us later. Luo Saidong gave the 4 of them a reassuring look. That's great, thank you. The 4 of them were all overjoyed and quickly thanked Lin Yang and Luo Saidong. Let's go. After Lin Yang finished speaking, he walked forward slowly and unhurriedly. He could already guess from the radio announcements and the noisy situation outside that the situation in the mall was not optimistic. Luo Saidong followed closely behind, her face a bit solemn. A ferocious beast appeared in the shopping mall, and there seemed to be more than one. This was obviously not an ordinary ferocious beast incident. She suddenly had a bad premonition, and at that moment, her mind flashed, and she seemed to suddenly remember something, and her eyes became a little uneasy. When she was watching the news about a small-scale beast wave in Jinghai City last night, something suddenly flashed in her mind, but she couldn't remember it for a while. Now, she finally realized what she had forgotten. It's the 3rd-level ferocious beast with 6 claws that appeared in the city yesterday afternoon. When she saw the 6-clawed coyote, she was very curious as to why a 3rd-level ferocious beast appeared in the urban area. This was obviously something wrong. Coupled with the small-scale beast tide that occurred in Jinghai City and the sudden ferocious beast incident, it is obvious that a large-scale ferocious beast incident is about to occur in Guangzhou City. The store manager and the 3 sales ladies followed Lin Yang and Luo Saidong. Although they were quite panicked due to the vicious beast incident, the 3 sales ladies looked at Lin Yang's back and couldn't help but discuss it. Got up. Hey, don't you think that handsome guy's back looks so familiar? I always feel like I've seen him before somewhere, but I just can't remember. Me too, I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, but I just can't remember it. However, the 6 people didn't run very far when they were shocked by the situation in front of them. Ah, help, help, I'm going to be eaten. Ah, I'm going to die. Ah, don't eat my child, don't eat my child. Previously, 6 or 7 ferocious beasts appeared in the business road ahead. They were all second-level ferocious beasts. There were rat beasts, insect beasts, and wolf beasts. They were all attacking the business road. People. The scene was also a bit tragic. Many people had a large piece of flesh bitten off by those ferocious beasts, and their bodies were bleeding profusely. Several people were knocked down and were about to be killed by those ferocious beasts. Lin Yang, look over there. Luo Saidong saw it, and while reminding Lin Yang, she was about to attack the second-level insect-like beast closest to her. Just leave it to me. The moment Lin Yang finished speaking, a bolt of lightning shot out. The price of 1 second-level ferocious beast is 50,000 yuan, and 7 of them are 350,000 yuan. This 350,000 is his thunder element, Reikiri. Lin Yang used the combination of Thunder Cutter plus 3,000 thunder moves, and the lightning killed him instantly. Whoosh whoosh, puff 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 puff. At that moment, Lin Yang turned into a sharp lightning that could change its trajectory, and penetrated the heads of the 7 second-level ferocious beasts in succession. All 7 of the second-level ferocious beasts died. They all tilted their heads back and fell heavily to the ground. Whoosh, Lin Yang landed steadily, the corners of his mouth raised slightly. 350,000, got it. Wow, this scene shocked the people in Shangdao. Oh my god, this actually killed 7 second-level ferocious beasts in an instant. Isn't this too strong? So strong. That little brother is so strong. Who is he? A 4th-level strongman, or a 5th-level strongman? Everyone was shocked and dumbfounded by Lin Yang. Among them, a young couple who was so frightened that they slumped on the ground seemed to recognize Lin Yang. Both of them had huge faces and happy faces. Oh my god, then, isn't that the classmate Lin Yang who saved us yesterday? It's actually him. It's really him. Oh my god, it's classmate Lin Yang again. Classmate Lin Yang saved us again, we are so lucky. Surprisingly, that young couple was the same young couple that Lin Yang rescued from the 6-clawed hyena yesterday. Classmate Lin Yang, are you saying that this guy who killed 7 second-level ferocious beasts in 1 second is a student? No way, I thought this handsome guy was a 5th-level powerhouse, but he is actually a student. Next to them, 3 people heard what the young couple said, and they were all shocked. Yes, student, Lin Yang is a first-year student at the Gods Cultivation Academy. What? Freshman. When the 3 people heard this, they were even more unbelievable. In terms of freshman, that is to say, he is a freshman. A freshman who has been in college for less than a month. Is this fake? A freshman who just entered college killed 7 second-level ferocious beasts in 1 move. It's not false, it's true. Student Lin Yang is really a freshman who has just entered college. The young couple looked serious. The 2 students from the Gods Cultivation Academy told us yesterday that Lin Yang is indeed a freshman. They even gave us Lin Yang's WeChat account, but I worked overtime last night and was a little dizzy, so I just forgot about it. Quote. Quote. The 3 young men were a little dumbfounded. They turned around and looked at the bodies of the 7 second-level ferocious beasts over there, obviously in disbelief. In their opinion, to be able to kill 7 second-level ferocious beasts with 1 move, one must have at least a 4th-level strength. It should be impossible for a freshman who has just entered college for less than a month to have such tyrannical strength. By the way, do you think that guy's name sounds familiar? I was just about to say, Lin Yang, well, I feel like I've heard it somewhere. Over there, the female store manager and 3 sales ladies were once again shocked by Lin Yang. Oh my god, it turns out that handsome guy is so strong, he actually killed 7 second-level ferocious beasts with one move. Originally, I thought the girl from the Lolo's tribe was more powerful, but I didn't expect that the handsome guy was more powerful. But have you ever felt that the handsome guy's technique for killing ferocious beasts seems a bit familiar? Yes, I was just about to say, I always feel like I've seen it somewhere, but I just can't remember. The uninjured ones were shocked and discussing. The injured one is still screaming. And because the danger has passed, the tension has dropped, and the pain has risen, they scream even louder than before. Ah, who can save me? A piece of flesh was bitten off my thigh and I'm bleeding a lot. Please call an ambulance for me. Your thighs are nothing. A piece of my butt is bitten off. I'm about to die. Is there any awakened healer who can save me? The scene was attacked by ferocious beasts, and almost 10 people were injured. Among them, some were slightly injured, while others were seriously injured, with a large piece of flesh bitten off and bleeding profusely. Their various painful cries are heart-wrenching to hear. Lin Yang, what should we do with these people? Is there a way to transfer them out? Luo Sidong looked at the injuries of 3 or 4 of them, and she became a little nervous. The injuries of the 3 or 4 injured were particularly serious, and they even suffered from heavy bleeding. If they were not moved out quickly and sent to the hospital, or if they were treated by those who were awakened by the healing system, they might not be able to survive for half an hour. There is no need to transfer. Just wait until I cure them and let them leave with us. Lin Yang was very calm. Ah, Luo Sidong was stunned for a moment. She thought she heard wrongly. Lin Yang, you mean, you can cure them? It might work. Lin Yang nodded. He just happened to have obtained the A-level healing skill, Blessing of the Holy Spirit, and wanted to use it to see the effect. Now there are ready-made injured people for him to test, isn't it just right? He wouldn't miss it. Just, that is to say, you have awakened the healing system for the second time. Luo Sidong's beautiful eyes widened, and she was shocked by Lin Yang again. You guess. Lin Yang chuckled, and after saying that, he walked out, preparing to use the blessing of the Holy Spirit. Quote. Luo Sidong was a little speechless. She thinks Lin Yang's elemental god's divine talent is too outrageous. All elemental attributes, plus superhuman and domain attributes are already outrageous. Now, even the healing attribute can be awakened for the second time. Is this too awesome? Do you think this is a full-time talent? After Lin Yang walked out, he first took a look at the activation conditions of the healing skill, Blessing of the Holy Spirit. The activation conditions are very simple. With the combination of skills and chanting, you can activate this range healing skill. However, Lin Yang was a little strange. The chanting note in the system did not say what to chant. If it was a spell or something, he couldn't do it. So he asked, System, does this chant have any special regulations on what to chant? There are no special regulations. If you activate the skill, Blessing of the Holy Spirit, as long as you sing in conjunction with it, you can sing anything. You can sing anything, right? That's fine. Lin Yang nodded and started to activate his skills. He clapped his hands together in a prayer gesture. The Blessing of the Holy Spirit, activate. With a cold shout in Lin Yang's heart, with him as the center, a circular field full of sacred light spread quickly, covering everyone at the scene. Oh my god, what is this? Those who were not injured, including the store manager, the 3 sales girls, the young couple and others, were all shocked by the scene before them. Luo Sidong seemed to see something. She covered her mouth with her hands and was even more surprised. Oh my god, it's actually a range of healing skills. This is too exaggerated. It's not that Luo Sidong made such a fuss. It's not like she has never seen an awakened healer before. She even has a few friends who are from the healer system, so she knows how an awakened healer heals injuries. Based on the ones she has seen before, even the awakened mentor she knows uses healing talents to heal injuries, it is one-on-one. In other words, healing skills can only heal one by one. AoE healing skills, I am afraid that a 6th level awakening of the healing system. Oh no, even a 7th level or higher awakening of the healing system can do it. But now, how long has it been since Lin Yang awakened the healing system for the second time? At least from Luo Sidong's point of view, She felt that Lin Yang must have awakened his healing talent in the past 2 days, and the awakening time was very short. In this case, it is actually possible to use a range of healing skills. That is not too outrageous. This Lin Yang, how can he be so powerful? Luo Saidong had a feeling that the better she knew Lin Yang, the less she could see Lin Yang clearly. Lin Yang didn't know what Luo Saidong was thinking. He had already activated the skill, Blessing of the Holy Spirit, and now adding chanting would produce a healing effect. With the system, you can sing whatever you want, right? Yes, you can sing anything. Lin Yang nodded, he understood. Lin Yang thought for a while, I'll kill you, sad. Ding. At that moment, the area within the range glowed. It was a warm light that made people feel warm and comfortable, and there were countless light spots, like fireflies, rising slowly. At that moment, those injured people around them, whether their injuries were small wounds that broke some skin or large wounds that bit off a large piece of flesh and caused bleeding, were healed in an instant. Oh my God, my injury is actually healed. Me too, the injury on my butt is healed. The injured people around were all happy and extremely excited. Luo Saidong's beautiful eyes widened, and she was shocked by Lin Yang again. Cure them all in an instant. Oh my God. This treatment range, this treatment speed. I'm afraid even 6th level or even 7th level healer awakeners can't do it. Luo Saidong was stunned, her beautiful eyes filled with shock. Originally, Lin Yang's Blessing of the Holy Spirit had a wide range of treatment, and it was a group treatment, which shocked her. Unexpectedly, this treatment effect is so exaggerated. Even severe injuries like biting off a large piece of flesh and bleeding can be cured in an instant. This once again shocked her worldview. The eyes of other people at the scene were not blind. They also quickly discovered that the injuries of the wounded were healed, and they were equally shocked. What's going on? Did I read that correctly? Those injured people over there seem to have all recovered from their injuries. It's true. Isn't this amazing? How did their injuries heal? Who healed them? No, this is fake, isn't it? It will be fine in the blink of an eye. The young couple also noticed it. At the same time, they were sharper than others, and they also noticed Lin Yang, who was praying not far away. At that moment, they all realized what was going on. Just now I was wondering why the surroundings suddenly glowed. It turned out to be the healing skills used by classmate Lin Yang. He cured all the injuries on those people. Oh my God, classmate Lin Yang is so awesome, isn't he? Not only does he have S-level lightning talent, but he also has a healing talent. He is a dual system genius. The young couple were once again shocked by Lin Yang, and they looked at Lin Yang with even more admiration. So it was that little brother who cured them. Ah, no wonder. Just now I was wondering what that little brother was doing when he came out. It turns out he was using healing skills. No, that little brother actually has a talent for healing. Isn't that amazing? Elemental plus healing, dual talents. I'm telling you, you guys seem to have missed the point. That little brother healed so many people's injuries in an instant. It seemed to be a group treatment. His healing system is too strong, right? Instant healing plus group healing. Hiss. This requires at least a 6th level or even 7th level healing powerhouse to do this, right? Doesn't that mean? Others also noticed one after another that the way they looked at Lin Yang became a little weird. Lin Yang didn't pay attention to the looks cast by the people around him. He looked at the recovery of the injured not far away and nodded secretly. After this wave of experiments, he already knew the effect of the A-level healing skill, Blessing of the Holy Spirit. Apart from having no regenerative effects like rebirth of a broken arm, there is nothing to say about the therapeutic effect. Even if it is a fatal injury, as long as it is not dead yet, it can be healed instantly. Coupled with the scope of group treatment, Lin Yang felt that it was enough for now. At this time, those injured people already knew that Lin Yang had cured them, and they all stepped forward to thank Lin Yang. This little brother, thank you for saving me, you are my benefactor. Yes, this handsome boy, thank you so much. Over there, among those people who were cured by Lin Yang, one of them was the general manager of the mall. He seemed to have thought of something and quickly said to Lin Yang, this little brother, I know you are very strong. There are still many people in the mall now. There are many people, and their situation is also very dangerous. Can I notify them to gather here? The mall general manager was quite enthusiastic, but his idea was simple. He saw that Lin Yang could easily kill 7 second-level ferocious beasts, and his strength might have reached the 4th level. In this way, it is possible to protect them all. As long as he calls other people in the mall over, others can also be protected by Lin Yang, thus minimizing the casualty rate. Before Lin Yang could say anything, someone came up with an opinion, but ferocious beasts seem to have appeared in other parts of the mall. If others are allowed to gather here, they may attract other ferocious beasts in the mall. Then it's dangerous. Yes, what if there are too many ferocious beasts and this little brother can't deal with them? You may injure me. I also think your suggestion is not very good, it is too dangerous. Finding that many people had objections, Zhang Bing, the general manager of the shopping mall, looked a little embarrassed and began to realize that he was a bit perfectionistic. Indeed, calling other people in the mall over will increase the risk for their group, and even if one of them fails, it will lead to the destruction of their team. Zhang Bing sighed, and was about to withdraw his suggestion, but he heard Lin Yang's voice. It's okay, if you call them over, I should be able to kill them, well, I should be able to protect them. Quote. ? Zhang Bing and others were a little confused. They didn't seem to expect that Lin Yang would agree. This little brother, are you sure? Zhang Bing thought for a while and then said, if everyone else comes here, it may attract other ferocious beasts in the mall. When the time comes, It's okay, I can still deal with these 10 or 8 ferocious beasts. Lin Yang smiled relaxedly. It will attract the ferocious beasts from other places in the mall. This is exactly what he wants, okay. If he comes and kills one, he can earn the reward of killing a ferocious beast. He doesn't mind if there are more. By the way, I want to ask, what happened here? Why are there so many ferocious beasts in the shopping mall? Making money is necessary, but Lin Yang also wants to understand what is going on. He always feels that there are so many ferocious beasts in the mall this time, and the situation is a bit complicated. Brother, maybe you don't know how serious the situation is. Now, it's not just our shopping mall where ferocious beasts are appearing. Fierce beasts are appearing in many places in Guangzhou City. According to incomplete statistics, the ferocious beasts that appeared this time, the scale has reached an unprecedented level of small beasts. Zhang Bing said. His expression became a little less calm, and his eyes even showed a little fear. This time, we in Guangzhou City are in trouble. Small beast tide. Is this really fake? Is it such an exaggeration? There is also a tide of small animals in Guangzhou City. How is this possible? Including the young couple, the others were just avoiding the vicious beasts, and they seemed completely unaware. Now when they heard Zhang Bing's words, their faces changed with fear. Immediately afterwards, they all took out their mobile phones and looked at the news online. It turned out that ferocious beast incidents have indeed occurred in many places in Guangzhou City, and hundreds of people have even died in some places. How could this happen? Our Guangzhou City was actually attacked by a small beast wave. At that moment, everyone's faces suddenly turned pale, and even their eyes became a little straight. Lin Yang and Luo Saidong also learned about the current situation through their mobile phones, and their faces became a little solemn. Lin Yang, a small-scale animal tide just occurred in Jinghai City yesterday, and now a similar situation has also occurred in Guangzhou City. Do you think this is a coincidence, or? Luo Saidong seemed to have thought of something. Her eyes narrowed slightly and her face became a little heavy. Lin Yang could naturally understand what Luo Saidong meant, and he frowned. He and Luo Saidong had the same idea. The large-scale ferocious beast incident in Guangzhou City this time was obviously not a coincidence. Perhaps, that was done by man. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.